Welcome to History is More Than Just a Picture. Be sure to like and subscribe. The 1982 New York Yankees, a season of struggle and transition. The 1982 season for the New York Yankees was one of transition and change. After a very successful period in the late 1970s, the team was facing a shift in its roster and a new phase of rebuilding. The season would be a test for the team and the fans as they navigated through the challenges that lay ahead. The Yankees, under the management of Gene Michael, faced a tough journey in the American League East. With a roster that included notable players such as Reggie Jackson, Dave Winfield, and Ron Guidry, the team was not lacking in talent. However, injuries and inconsistent performances marked the season, leading to a fifth-place finish in the division with a record of 79-83. One of the bright spots for the Yankees in 1982 was the performance of first baseman Don Mattingly. Despite it being his rookie season, Mattingly showed great promise, hitting .283 with 14 home runs and 76 RBIs. His emergence as a young star would provide hope for the team and its fans in the years to come. Off the field, the team was also dealing with changes in its ownership. George Steinbrenner, known for his high expectations and active involvement in team decisions, was facing legal issues that would ultimately lead to his suspension from baseball. This added a layer of uncertainty to the organization during the season. Overall, the 1982 season was a challenging one for the New York Yankees. It marked the end of an era and the beginning of a new chapter for the team. While they fell short in their performance on the field, the season laid the groundwork for the future success that the Yankees would experience in the years to come. As the team and its fans reflected on the 1982 season, there was an understanding that a period of rebuilding and regrouping was necessary. The Yankees would use this time to redefine their approach and set the stage for a resurgence in the seasons ahead. Despite the struggles, the 1982 New York Yankees remained a team with a rich history and a loyal fan base. The season may have been a difficult one, but it was an important chapter in the ongoing story of one of baseball's most iconic franchises. As the 1982 season came to a close, the New York Yankees and their supporters looked ahead with a sense of optimism and determination. The challenges of the season had set the stage for a new beginning, and they were ready to embrace the opportunities that lay ahead. The 1982 Seattle Mariners, a season of progress and growth. The 1982 season for the Seattle Mariners marked another step in the young franchise's journey in Major League Baseball. Despite not achieving a winning record, the team showed signs of progress and potential, laying the foundation for future successes. Under the leadership of manager Rene Lachemann, the Mariners fielded a roster that included talented players such as outfielder Dave Henderson, pitcher Floyd Bannister, and first baseman Cowens. While the season presented its share of challenges, there were notable performances that gave fans reasons to be hopeful for the future. Dave Henderson emerged as a standout player for the Mariners in 1982. His strong showing at the plate, coupled with his prowess in center field, made him a fan favorite and a key contributor to the team's offense. Henderson's performance would prove to be instrumental in the years to come as he continued to be a force for the Mariners. Pitcher Floyd Bannister also made significant contributions to the team's success, showcasing his pitching prowess throughout the season. His efforts on the mound provided stability to the Mariners' rotation and demonstrated his value as a cornerstone of the pitching staff. While the Mariners did not contend for a playoff spot in 1982, the season was marked by moments of excitement and competitiveness. The team's resilience and determination on the field reflected a growing sense of identity and purpose that would continue to shape the franchise in the years ahead. Off the field, the 1982 season also saw the Mariners strengthen their connection with the city of Seattle and its passionate fan base. Despite not achieving a winning record, the team's efforts were met with support and enthusiasm from the community, laying the groundwork for a dedicated fan culture that would endure for decades to come. As the 1982 season came to a close, the Seattle Mariners looked ahead with a sense of optimism and determination. The experiences and lessons learned throughout the season would serve as building blocks for the team's future endeavors. It was clear that the Mariners were a franchise on the rise, poised to make their mark in the years ahead. The 1982 Seattle Mariners may not have reached the pinnacle of success, but the season represented a significant chapter in the team's development. It showcased the talent and potential within the organization and set the stage for the accomplishments that would follow in the franchise's history. As the Mariners and their fans reflected on the 1982 season, there was an understanding that the journey was just beginning. The team's progress and growth on the field, combined with the unwavering support of their supporters, laid the foundation for a bright future. The 1982 season would be remembered as a pivotal moment in the ongoing story of the Seattle Mariners. Be sure to like and subscribe.
Okay, umpires and managers at home plate discussing the ground rules, exchanging lineup cards. Here are the lineups for you for the Yankees. Coming in 9 and 13, they've got their last two. Leading off playing at second, Willie Randolph. Batting second, playing in right, Ken Griffey. Batting third, playing in center, Jerry Mumphrey. Batting fourth, the newest of the new Yankees, first baseman John Mayberry. Batting in the number 5 spot and playing in left field, Dave Winfield. Batting sixth is the designated hitter, Oscar Gamble. Batting seventh, the Yankees' third baseman, Roy Smalley. Batting eighth and catching, Rick Cerrone. And batting ninth and playing shortstop will be Bucky Dent. Yankees pitcher tonight, Cowens and DeLoss, his third start, Doyle Alexander. Now for the Seattle Mariners, 12 and 15 on the year, presently in 5th place in the American League West. Leading off playing at second, Julio Cruz. Batting second and playing at third, Manny Castillo. Batting third and playing in left, Bruce Bochy. Batting fourth is the designated hitter, Richie Zisk. Batting fifth, the shortstop, Todd Cruz. Batting sixth and playing in right field, Al Cowens. Batting seventh, the center fielder, Joe Simpson. Batting eighth and playing at first, Jim Naylor. And batting ninth and playing as the catcher will be Terry Bullock. And ladies and gentlemen, this crowd here, perhaps some 30,000, much more than they expected before they knew Gaylord Perry would be seeking that coveted 300th win, is ready in anticipation of the Seattle Mariners right-hander Gaylord Perry being a history-making pitcher here tonight. Our umpiring crew, Ken Kaiser will be the plate umpire, Jerry Neudecker at first base, Bill Haller at second base, and George Maloney at third. So we'll have the opening pitch of tonight's game with the Mariners and the Yankees right after this.
Hello there, adventurers in Radioland. You can call me Danger. I'm paying a visit to someone's backyard right now. The person who lives here leaves his rake and all his yard tools lying around day and night. He practically invited me to make trouble. I can cause his tools to hurt him. It doesn't take much. Just one false step and... Ow! Oh, no, hit me in the face. I better put these yard tools away. Another guy. Maybe you're right. Brought to you by the Allstate Network.
It's Reborn Radio Theater. Low-budget recreations of old-time radio, proving nostalgia isn't what it used to be. Today, the answer guy. He'll answer any question you ask.
The answer is Francis Scott Key.
Wait till I ask the question, sir.
Oh, sorry.
A man for Eureka queries, can you weigh yourself on the Richter scale?
Absolutely, but only if the Richters let you use it.
A lady from Bemidji asks, how often should the average person get a checkup?
Now, there's a question that deserves answering.
Sir, aren't you going to answer it?
What?
That question.
Oh, Francis Scott Key.
The checkup question.
Right. First of all, health-wise, there's no such thing as the average person. The American Cancer Society says how often you need a checkup depends on many things, like being in a high-risk group.
Can you give us an example?
Yes.
Well?
Oh, cigarette smokers, for instance, fall in your high-risk group. So let your doctor tell you which health tests apply to you.
Right, and help fight cancer with a check to your American Cancer Society. Now, our final question. Who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner?
I'll bite.
Who?
Well, the Seattle Mariners are just coming off that East Coast road trip where they won 3 and lost 5. And the Yankees are coming off one of their longest homestands of the season. As a matter of fact, their second longest homestand of the year. And it was not a very successful one for them as they won only 4 of 12 games. But included in those 4 victories was their first home series win when they beat this very same Seattle Mariners team 2-1 in a weekend series last weekend. Included in the one victory for the Seattle Mariners was Gaylord Perry's 6-3 win over the Yankees. Doyle Alexander started that game for the New York Yankees and was the losing pitcher in the contest. All right, Willie Randolph is stepping in to lead it off for the Yankees as New York hopes to put things together here with a couple of new additions. John Mayberry, who's in the lineup tonight, and Steve Balboni, who is in uniform and in the Yankees dugout. Randolph stepping in and to bring you all the play-by-play action. Here's Bill White.
All right, John Gordon. Willie Randolph batting at .341 this year. A couple of home runs, a dozen runs batted in. It'll be Randolph, Ken Griffey, and Jerry Mumphrey against Gaylord Perry. As John mentioned, the last time out on Friday, Perry beat the Yankees for his 299th win. And the first pitch to Randolph is a called strike. Perry gave up 7 base hits in that game. Randolph got 2 of them. Mumphrey got 2. Whitfield also a couple. And Lou Piniella, as a pinch hitter, got the 7th one. Gaylord pitched 8 2/3 innings. Gave up 3 runs on 7 hits. And the next pitch to Randolph, bunted and missed. 2 strikes on Randolph. Gaylord Perry trying to become the 15th pitcher in Major League history to win 300 ball games. Of course, the number 1 winner, Denton Cy Young. The last one to do it, Early Wynn. Before him, Lefty Grove. Here's the 2-strike pitch to Willie Randolph. Swung on, bounced toward first base, backing up there to the first base, and he's got it. And Mailer will take himself. There's one away. Jim Mailer on a bounce out. It's Randolph, and here's Ken Griffey. This is the first time this year Griffey's batted second, John Gordon.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a shakeup in the lineup once again. Mumphrey's in the number 3 spot, and he had been dropped down to number 6 in the series against the Oakland A's, but Griffey's up there in number 2 and hopeful of being able to snap out of his recent slump. That's 239 coming into the ballgame.
Oh, Griffey for the first time in his American League career playing on artificial surface, which he was used to at Cincinnati. So Griffey batting .239, no home runs, 4 runs batted in. Maybe he'll feel more at home on this surface. Here's Perry's first pitch to Griffey. And it's a strike on the outside corner. Manny Castillo at third base for the Mariners. Todd Cruz is the shortstop. Second baseman is Julio Cruz. And at first base, New Yorker, born in New York, Jim Mailer. Bruce Boxey in left, Joe Simpson in center, and Al Cowens out in right field. The 1-strike pitch is low and inside. It's 1-1 on Griffey.
Go ahead. As expected, a lot of media coverage here tonight, Bill. All the networks are here, and there's been a lot of hoopla before the game. Family members of Big Gaylord Perry in attendance.
Here's the 1-1 to Griffey. Curveball is high, 2 balls and a strike. I guess the Perry brothers won more games than any other brother combination in baseball.
Jim is here tonight.
Of course, and he throws to try to catch him. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Check swing, called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Griffey. Ken Griffey coming to the Yankees from the Cincinnati Reds. Having a slow spring. 2-2 on Griffey with 1 out, nobody on top of the first. Perry's pitch, too high, 3-2. Jerry Mumphrey on deck. The count is full on Ken Griffey. Perry taking plenty of time. When he's on the mound, you've got a 3-hour ball game. Pitch is time. So get relaxed there at home. And the pitch, bounce toward second. Cruz backs up, plays a tough hop, flips to first, and it's got Griffey. 2 outs. Julio Cruz backed up on that ball and played a bad hop, and then almost threw it past his first baseman, Jim Mailer, but Mailer kept his foot on the bag for out number 2, and here's Jerry Mumphrey.
He almost turned a regular routine ground ball into a bad play, didn't he?
Well, that's what happens sometimes when you put on the dog a little bit. Cruz is an excellent player. He really doesn't have to do that. When he does do it, I think it overshadows the fact that he plays well. Here's Jerry Mumphrey, the center fielder. He's batting at .276 with 9 runs batted in. 2 outs, nobody on top of the first. And here's the pitch to Mumphrey. And it's a strike on the outside corner. Ken Kaiser is the home plate umpire. Jerry Newdecker is at first base. Bill Haller is at second. And George Maloney's over at third. Count, 1 strike on Mumphrey. Terry Rock kicks the deals a 1-strike pitch. Fastball low and in. It's 1-1. Perry taking plenty of time. The 1-1 pitch. Low and inside. See, the Perry brothers have 512 wins between them. Now add 2 more for Gaylord here in 1982, so that's 514. 3 brothers, John, Art, and Walt Clarkson, have 386. Bill and Joe Negro have 385. That ball is fouled straight down by Mumphrey. Count remains 2-2. I don't think the Negroes will catch it. Bill's 43 years old, as is Gaylord Perry, 43 years old. Joe's a little bit younger.
And still pitching as Phil is with Atlanta. But Phil has been on the disabled list and is just now getting cranked up with the Atlanta Braves. This is the first 3 weeks of the National League season.
Here's Perry's 2-2 pitch to Mumphrey. Swung on, lifted into right center. On the run is the right fielder. Cowens will not get to it. It'll go to the wall. Mumphrey around first, digging for second. He's going to try for 3. The throw will not be in time. Jerry Mumphrey has tripled with 2 outs here in the first inning.
Kind of surprised that he went for the 3-bagger, but he did like it. The relay was just a little bit late. And Mumphrey gets the 3-base hit. Pretty close play at third base, though.
And he dove in head first. Might have winded himself a little bit. He has his head down there talking to Joe Altobelli, the Yankee third base coach. But now he's back at third base. So a triple by Jerry Mumphrey with 2 down here in the first inning. That'll bring on John Mayberry. Big John making his first plate appearance as a Yankee. Wasn't used much in Toronto. He's only up 30-some times. Batted .273 for the Blue Jays. 2 home runs, 3 runs batted in. So John Mayberry facing Gaylord Perry. And the first pitch to Mayberry, the strike on the outside corner. Frank Messer has a story, John Gordon. Mayberry hit his first Major League home run off Gaylord Perry. That was in the National League, and he hit his first American League home run off Gaylord Perry.
Maybe he could hit his first New York Yankees home run off of Gaylord Perry.
Well, Mayberry, a low ball hitter, and of course, when Perry loads the ball up, it usually sinks. There's a pitch to sunk down and away. 1-1 on Mayberry. No score, top of the first. Mumphrey, who tripled, is at third base with 2 outs. On deck is Dave Winfield. With Mumphrey at third, Perry taking a set position. He's not winding up. The pitch to Mayberry. Check swing, low. 2 balls and a strike. A good park for the long ball hitter. 316 down the right field foul line and the left field foul line. 410 feet straight away. Understand they used to have some signs 356 in left center, right center, but it's posted at 336. 2-1 to Mayberry. Swung on, bounced the first foul. Grabbed by Mike Ferrero, the Yankee first base coach. 2-2.
Phil, I understand the wall in right field is extended for the 1982 season. Is that right?
Higher? Yeah, looks higher. Doubled. Frank Messer said the height doubled out there.
Not having seen this park, this is the first time here in Seattle, but they just poked too many odds right field, I guess, so they put an extension on it.
23 feet high. Now Perry set. 2-2 to Mayberry. Check swing low. Ball 3. 3-2. That wall evidently used to be 11 feet 6 inches all the way around, but starting out in a bit in right center field, almost straightaway center, they've added another 12 feet, right? Yep, made it 23 feet. So now Perry's going to wind up as Mumphrey moves off third base. Here's the payoff pitch to Mayberry. swung on, popped up left side. The shortstop, Todd Cruz, is there, makes the play, and that'll retire the side. For the Yankees in the first inning, no runs on one base hit, and they leave Mumphrey at third base. At the end of one half inning of play, the Yankees nothing. The Mariners are coming to bat.
Time goes by so quickly, and the day you once thought was so far away is upon you before you know it. I'm E.G. Marshall, reminding you that now is the time to open an individual retirement or KEO account at Albany Savings Bank. Deposit up to $2,000 a year in an IRA, up to $15,000 in a KEO if you're self-employed. Tax-deductible deposit, even if you already belong to a pension plan. Get full details at any office of Albany Savings Bank, the Savings People Bank, committed to you.
A reminder, there is a substantial penalty for early withdrawal.
You could win a fabulous Atari 400 home computer. That's right. Your family could enter the computer age with the help of WROW Radio and the computer room. Here's how you can win. On a standard postcard, write this phrase, the computer room, your Atari headquarters. Write the phrase as many times as you can on the back of the postcard. The listener who writes the computer room, your Atari headquarters, the most times on the back of a standard postcard will win the famous Atari 400 home computer, valued at $750. Prize in exchange for promotional considerations by the computer room, 1694 Central Avenue, Albany. Send your postcard to WROW Radio, 341 Northern Boulevard, Albany, 12204. That's WROW Radio, 341 Northern Boulevard, Albany, 12204. And don't forget your return address. To be eligible, all entries must be received by midnight, May 14th, 1982. Besides the grand prize, we'll also give away great-looking computer room interface T-shirts on a random drawing basis. Listen for more details on the Bill Shawcross Show, mornings on Radio 59 WROW.
On the hill for the Yankees tonight. Doyle's loss was to the Detroit Tigers when he was defeated 7-2 in a game at Yankee Stadium. And then he had a no-decision game against Gaylord Perry and the Seattle Mariners last Friday night. He went 7 innings, and when he left the game, the Yankees were leading, and Goose Gossage was on to try to save it for him, but Goose was roughed up in the ball game, and he was the losing pitcher. So Gaylord is 0-1 thus far this year, and lifetime against the Seattle Club, he's 5-4, but all of his decisions against Seattle have been from his time with the Texas Rangers when he pitched with them. Here are the Mariners now. Julio Cruz to lead it off, and once again, Bill.
All right, John, first pitch to Cruz. Takes the curveball for called strike. Julio, a switch hitter, batting .229 with a home run, 5 runs batted in. Bottom of the first, scoreless ball game. Cruz, Castillo, and Foxy against Joel Alexander. Fastball, fake bunt taken high. It's 1-1. Well, the Mariners have recalled former Yankee Bobby Brown. Dave Henderson has been placed on the disabled list by the Mariners, and Bobby Brown has been recalled. 1-1 pitch. Bunted foul. Back up on the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Cruz. Smalley's the third baseman. Then is the shortstop. Willie Randolph at second, and John Mayberry's the first baseman. Winfield in left, Mumphrey in center, and Ken Griffey out in right. They're playing Cruz straight away, not too deep. The 1-2 pitch, bounce towards second. Randolph charges, digs it out, goes on the first base, and Cruz is the first out here in the first inning.
Well, Bill, the Texas Rangers go down to defeat for the 12th straight time. Boston beat them 5-2. Now, that means that the Red Sox will be 18-8 on the year, and the Yankees would have to win here tonight just to remain 6.5 behind the Eastern Division leading Boston Red Sox. To the ninth of Minnesota batting and trailing Milwaukee 6-2. Baltimore, California, Cleveland, and Oakland, other American League games tonight.
Here's Manny Castillo, another switch hitter in left-handed, and he takes the pitch low and away, ball 1. You read how Texas lost last night.
Yeah, they've had like 3 or 4 losses in the streak that have been just like that. Very bizarre.
1-0 pitch is a called strike. It's 1-1. Put on the hit and run with the bases loaded, 1 out. Pitcher, the hitter doesn't get the hit and run.
Bill Stein, I think, missed it.
Yep. They lose 6-4. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Castillo. Bounce towards second. Randolph charges. Plays a big hop. Little flip to Mayberry first base, or 2 outs.
Rangers had a couple of games where they were leading late in the game, and the double play would have ended the game and stopped the streak, and they threw the ball in the dugout both times to keep innings alive and keep the losing streak alive. Mets and Frisco, rain delay, 3-3 at Shea Stadium. Dodgers beat Montreal 3-2, and Philadelphia bombarded San Diego 12-7 in a game at the Vet tonight.
All right, here's Bruce Bochy, the left fielder, batting .326, and he takes outside. Bochy, a left-handed batter. A home run, 10 runs batted in. Yankees play him straight away. 2 outs, nobody on, no score. Bottom half the first inning. Alexander's fastball is low. It's 2-0. Doyle is 0-1 this year for the Yankees. He's making his 3rd start of the year. Has an ERA of 4.15. Rock Kingston deals a 2-0 pitch. Bochy takes high, ball 3. On deck is Richie Zitt.
San Francisco just scored 2 in the 9th and now leads 5-3 over the Mets, so the game is resumed after the rain delay.
Fastball hit deep, driven to deep right center field. That's going to be up against the wall. Bouncing up against the wall, and Bochy will go into second base with a stand-up double. Oh, Bochy got a green light on a 3-0 pitch and got a fastball and drilled it into right center field for a stand-up double. Well, each team hitting the ball hard after 2 men are out. Humphrey tripled after 2 men were down in the first inning, but he was left stranded when Mayberry popped up. Bochy just got the green light on a 3-0 pitch and drilled it into right center field for a stand-up double with 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the first, that'll bring on Richie Zitt, the designated hitter for the Mariners. Zitt batting at .301 with 2 home runs and 10 runs batted in. Alexander wants another sign from throw, and he gets it. Now the right-hander set. And the pitch is in. Fastball swung on and missed. No balls at the strike. Bochy has a short lead at second base. Now he takes a couple more steps. Alexander getting a sign. Now he's set. And check. And backs off, and Bochy goes back to second. Now time is called. Thrown runs stock to Alexander. Well, this is the first of 4 games that will be played here between the Yankees and Seattle Mariners. And in all honesty, I think the Yankees need to win all 4. They won 9, lost 13 this year. Got to get back at 500 again and work from there. Now Alexander set. And the pitch in the dirt blocked nicely by Cerrone. It's 1-1.
The thing the Yankees want to try to avoid, I think more than anything else, Bill, with Boston and Detroit playing as well as they are right now, you don't want to get 10, 11 games behind. And they're 6.5 back right now, so putting together a little win streak on the road trip certainly would help their chances of staying or gaining on the Boston Red Sox.
Well, they normally don't play well here at the King Dome. Pitch is it. Drill to center field. Jerry Mumphrey on the run. He's there. Backpedaling, makes the catch. That'll retire the side. This hit the ball hard, but Mumphrey ran it down. No runs, a base hit, 1 man left on base at the end of 1. Yankees nothing, the Mariners nothing.
I've had enough.
Come on, Bob. There's nothing like a good run first thing in the morning.
We've already gone 2 miles.
The best part's just half a mile away.
My feet.
Fresh scrambled eggs.
Breakfast.
Sizzling sausage. And golden hash browns.
Hash browns.
Or an egg McMuffin.
McDonald's.
Start your morning run with the dawn of the sun. Smell the cooking in the air. You know McDonald's is waiting there. Just a half mile to go. Now it's worth it, you know. You're gonna pick up the pace to get that great breakfast taste. You deserve a break today.
That was great. Let's do this every day.
Run every day. You.
So get up this morning and get away.
You said run. I'll bring the car and meet you here.
To McDonald's.
There's a heritage at Anheuser-Busch that says never be satisfied until you've achieved the best. Budweiser Light, with its clean, distinctive taste, lives up to that heritage.
Bring out your best Budweiser Light. Bring out your best Budweiser Light.
The best never comes easy. That's why there's nothing else like it.
Budweiser Light.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Well, I have a note from the game at Anaheim with the California Angels and the Baltimore Orioles. Tippy Martinez is now pitching for Baltimore in the first inning. Jim Palmer, who started, faced only 2 batters and left the game with an injury. The reports to follow, so we'll see whether or not it's a serious one to the Orioles right-hander, Jim Palmer. Bill?
All right, John. Dave Winfield against Gaylord Perry. Top of the second of the scoreless ball game. It'll be Winfield, then Gamble, and Roy Smalley against the right-hander. Winfield now batting at .291, 3 home runs. He leads the Yankees with 16 runs batted in. Perry wants another sign from Bulling and gets it. And the first pitch to Winfield. Swung on, drilled foul down the right side. That'll make the Stevenson out of play. No balls and a strike on Winfield. They play Winfield straight away and deep to left field with Bachke. Should be a good ballpark for Winfield. The next pitch, drilled foul again down the right side. Count remains. The count runs. No ball, 2 strikes on Winfield.
Dave took kind of a busman's holiday last night and watched the Seattle Supersonics and the San Antonio Spurs in their playoff game here at the Kingdom. Of course, he used to play basketball at the University of Minnesota.
One of the few players who might have gotten drafted by all 3 major sports.
That's right.
Here's a 2-strike pitch to Winfield. Breaking ball, checked the swing, just checked it in time. 1-2. Yankees, by bringing up Balboni, have some pretty big people who'll be in the middle of their lineup. Mayberry is 6'3", Winfield is 6'6", and Balboni 6'6". If they should have played the... how big is Balboni, Frank? 6'4"? 6'2". Frank Messer says Balboni is 6'2". Winfield swings and misses a curveball. Well, that's the first out. First strikeout for Perry. Maybe they should have been playing the San Antonio Spurs last night instead of the Supersonics. Winfield and Mayberry and Balboni. Smalley's not too short either.
And Willie Randolph, the quick guard, right?
Yep, little point guard. Barry Foot 6'3". He's a little bit too slow, though. I don't know. Guys run around footy. Here's Gamble. Oscar batting at 115 with a run batted in. George Frazier's 6'5". Put together a pretty good basketball team height-wise, but the Sonics got a couple guys 7 feet. Sigma, Donald. First pitch to Gamble. Curveball swung on and missed.
Are you going to coach the team or...
No. I would coach the football team.
Is that right?
Basketball. Rizzuto would coach the basketball team. Just have to make sure the coach shows up, that's all. Get him off the golf course. 1 strike on Oscar Gamble. Barry rocks and deals a 1-strike pitch to Gamble. Curve hit in the air center field. Backing up slowly is Simpson. Now he turns, backpedaling, and makes the catch near the warning track, 2 outs.
Well hit by Oscar. Bill, I wanted to comment. This is a guy we've just got to get hot here. Oscar Gamble, who's been from the left side in the DH role, coming in at 115, and he's a streak hitter, and maybe he can find it here on his road trip and really get things going for himself and help the Yankees.
Well, it's 2 outs, nobody on. Smalley's a batter. He's hitting .224, 2 home runs and 10 runs batted in. Smalley, a switch hitter and left-handed. And the first pitch to Smalley. Fastball is too high, ball 1. 2 outs, nobody on, no score, top of the 6th. Yankees and the Seattle Mariners, the first game of a 4-game series. Yankees took 2 out of 3 at Yankee Stadium earlier from Seattle. Had to work for those wins. 1-0 pitch is high. 2 balls, no strikes on Smalley. Perry is starting his 6th game. He has 2 complete games. He's won 2, lost 2 with a 3.72 ERA. His last one, of course, coming over the Yankees last Friday at the stadium. Now the 2-0 to Smalley. Swung on, base hit right field. Over the corner is Cowens, and he'll get it in, and Smalley will hold it first with a single. And we'll take 10 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
Stay with the winners. Keep listening to Yankee Baseball on Radio 59, WROW Albany.
So Smalley a 2-out single at first base. That'll bring on Rick Cerrone, the Yankee catcher. Rick's batting at 206 with a home run, 7 runs batted in. The base hit by Smalley, the Yankees second. Following the triple by Jerry Mumphrey with 2 outs in the first inning. Now Perry taking plenty of time, bending forward for sign. Now he sets, and the pitch to Cerrone is in there, a call strike. Now Perry taking plenty of time. Smalley at first base, 2 down. Gaylord set. Looks over his left shoulder. The 1-strike pitch to Cerrone. Bounce right back to Perry. Backhand. Throws to first base. And it's got Cerrone. That'll retire the side. No runs, a base hit. Once again, the Yankees leave a man on. At the end of 1.5, the Yankees nothing, Seattle nothing.
There's one thing that most homeowners learn early on. Garrity Home Center has what they need. Garrity Home Center carries only the finest materials for repairs or remodeling. And they offer free expert advice to make any job a lot easier. Remodel with kitchen cabinets and bath vanities by Connors. Or bring in the sun with roto-roof windows. Make summer more fun with treated decking. Or install quality screen doors at a pleasing price. At Garrity Home Center, you'll find just what you need for every room in your home. But that's just part of the story. Every home handyman can use some help from time to time, and Garrity Home Center is ready to help. They even hold free clinics with manufacturers' representatives on hand to help with specific projects. Homeowning is a lot easier because Garrity Home Center has what you need. Garrity Home Center at the corner of Fuller Road and Railroad Avenue in Albany.
I'm Richard Hill, WROW Sports. For the full season of Yankee baseball, listen to WROW. And keep that radio tuned to 59 AM for my morning sports reports, all the Major League scores, and the important local and national sports developments. Evenings at 5:05, my sports commentary. Then stay tuned for Bob Buck's sports report and Dr. Paul Donohue's report on sports medicine for the amateur athlete in our 6 p.m. news block. Each weekend afternoon, Don Chevrier has ABC Weekend Sports. For sports fans, WROW is all the radio you need.
Well, no score after an inning and a half of play, and the Mariners coming to bat in the bottom of the second inning. Todd Cruz, Al Cowens, and Joe Simpson. Bill mentioned that this is the first of a 4-game series with the Mariners and the Yankees. Floyd Bannister against Mike Morgan tomorrow night. Jim Beattie against Ron Guidry Saturday night. And a Sunday night game that starts at 7:05 will feature Gene Nelson against Tommy John. All right, Bill.
Todd Cruz in against Will Alexander in the second inning, and he takes the ball 2-low, ball 1. Cruz, the shortstop for the Mariners, batting at .319, 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Bottom of the second in a scoreless ball game. Alexander working quickly, overhand fastball, swung and missed. It's 1-1. It'll be Cruz, Cowens, and Simpson for the Mariners here in the bottom of the second. The 1-1 pitch to Cruz. Fastball. Low, 2 balls and a strike. Chuck Cottier coaching at third base for the Mariners, and Veda Penson coaching first base. Now Alexander backs off. He wants another sign from Cerrone. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Swung on. Missed 2-2 on Cruz. And the 2-2 delivery. Swung on and missed. Got him with the ball going down and in. Strikeout number 1 for Alexander, and there is 1 away here in the second.
Well, hadn't had a lot of strikeouts or walks for that matter in the 13-plus innings that he's worked for the Yankees. That's only his 4th strikeout. He's only walked 2, but he's that type of pitcher. He lets the defense win ball games for him behind him.
Al Cowens, the right fielder, is batting .186 with 4 home runs and 11 runs batted in. He's a right-handed hitter. And the first pitch to Cowens. Curveball. Breaks down and in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike on Cowens. Cowens stands well off the plate. The 1-strike pitch. Fastball. just a bit low. It's 1-1. One out, nobody on, playing the bottom of the second here at the King Dome. No score in the ball game. Here's a 1-1 pitch to Cowens. Great change, hit in the air left field. Coming on is Dave Winfield. Winfield is there, and one-handed for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. Here's Joe Simpson, the center fielder. Simpson's a left-handed batter. He's hitting .256 this year with 4 runs batted in. Well, if this ball game goes according to the way it's been going, Simpson will get a base hit. Alexander's first pitch to Joe Simpson. Fastball. It's a called strike, letter high. Fastball, strike 1.
Simpson and Henderson had been platooning in center field. Now with Henderson out, I guess Bobby Brown will probably play against left-handers.
And the fastball misses outside. It's 1-1. Of course, Brown's a switch hitter. I think Bobby has some problems hitting right-handed.
He does. He's not as good as
change-up bounce to first. Mayberry's got it, and John will take it himself. He touches up in front of Simpson. That'll retire the side. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of 2, the Yankees nothing, the Mariners nothing.
Of all the ways that we can fly, of all the highways through the sky, of all the wings that greet the sun, Eastern is your number 1. The pride of Eastern shining through. We earn our wings by serving you. Come meet us soon and you'll see why we're America's favorite way to fly.
For the 3rd year in a row now, more passengers have flown Eastern than any other airline in the free world. If you helped make us America's favorite way to fly, we thank you. If you haven't flown Eastern recently, give us a try. We'll show you we really do earn our wings every day.
We're Eastern, America's favorite way to fly. That's why we're Eastern, America's.
Ever read a Michelob label? Very impressive. Says they use nothing but the finest ingredients. Of course, you can taste that for yourself. Yes, sir. Michelob drinkers know a good thing when they taste it. Any day of the week. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
All right, here are the finals now from games that are played back on the East Coast or in the Midwest. Boston beats Texas 5-2, and that's 12 straight losses in a row for the Rangers. Milwaukee is a 6-3 winner over Minnesota. The Coast game's just starting. California leads Baltimore 2-1 after an inning of play. Cleveland didn't score against Oakland, and Steve McCatty in their game at Oakland. The Giants beat the Mets 5-3. Dodgers beat Montreal 3-2, and Philadelphia beat San Diego 12-7. And here's Bill.
All right, John. Bucky Dent up against Gaylord Perry at top of the 3rd of a scoreless ball game. The first pitch is outside, ball 1. Bucky batting at 182 with 2 runs batted in. It'll be Dent, then back up top with Randolph and Ken Griffey. Perry's 1-0 pitch to Dent. Swung on, popped up right side in foul territory. The first baseman, Jim Mailer, he's calling and makes the catch for the first out.
I want to mention that Frank Messer will have all the scores of all the games with the particulars, the winning and losing pitchers, home runs, updates on the standings on the Getty Scoreboard Show after our broadcast tonight.
Willie Randolph has been up once, bounced to first. Willie now at 337. Perry goes through the ritual of peak to the cap, the hair to the air, under on the brow, rosin bag, the hair again to the peak of the cap. Now he's ready. First pitch to Randolph is a called strike, a slider on the outside corner. The third baseman, Manny Castillo, even with the bag there. Randolph backed out. Now he's back in. Perry's 1-strike pitch to Randolph. Check swing low. It's 1-1. Yankees have a 2-out triple by Mumphrey in the first inning. He was left-stranded. And a 2-out single by Smalley in the second. He was left-stranded. So they've got no runs on 2 hits. The Mariners no runs on 1. It's early. We're just in the top half of the third inning with 1 out, nobody on. Perry's 1-1 pitch to Randolph. Swung on and fouled back. It's 1-2. And Perry gets a new baseball. "43 years old, 299 wins. The 1-2 pitch, low, sinker, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Randolph.
Spotlight certainly is on Gaylord tonight to win number 300 and become one of 15, but he's also got a chance to become eventually the leading strikeout artist in Major League Baseball.
Top to third, big hop there for Castillo. High throw to first, and it's over the first baseman's head. And it'll go out to right field, and Randolph will cruise into second base as Cowens, the right fielder, corrals the ball in the Yankee bullpen down the right side. That should be a 2-base error on the third baseman, Manny Castillo.
Oh, he threw that one away, didn't he?
Well, he's got a good arm. We saw in New York that he had an excellent arm.
Right. It just got away from him, and Mailer's such a big target over at first base. He's got great size. He goes like about 6'5", and ball went way over his head and down to the right field bullpen area. Willie had to play in front of him for the most part so he could see where he could gain second base, carry him off the wall.
So a 2-base throwing error charged to Manny Castillo. The Mariner third baseman, Randolph at second base with 1 away. Here's Ken Griffey. Griffey's been up once, bounced to second. The set and the pitch. Swung on and fouled back. No balls and a strike on Griffey. On deck is Jerry Mumphrey. Yankees trying to get on the board first here in the Kingdom. They've had their problems here over the years. Mariners seem to play better here. The Yankees don't play as well as they normally play. Swing and a miss by Griffey. No balls, 2 strikes. Right here, the Mariners have taken 17 of the 26 games played. So they're 17-9 against the Yankees here at the Kingdom. Overall, though, the Yankees have won 31, lost 22. Perry's pitch is sliced foul down the left side. Back to 17-9 dome record against the Yankees is the Mariners' best home record against all opponents. Well, they like when the Yankees come in here. Not only do their attendance go up, but they play better, or they seem to win. Now Perry's set. Here's the 2-strike pitch to Griffey. Swung on line, base hit right field. Randolph around third, and he'll be held there as Cowens gets the ball and throws a strike to Bulling, the catcher. Looks like it might have been a heads-up play by Altobelli with the throw coming from Cowens. He threw a strike to his catcher, Terry Bulling.
I believe it was. It was well stroked by Griffey, and Cowens had a good play. Randolph didn't get a real good break at second base, even with the ball being hit on the right side of the infield. And when it made it through, Willie then started to really turn it on, and Altobelli wisely held him up because I believe they would have had him with that throw that Cowens had.
So Cowens with a fine throw, holding Randolph at third base. So the Yankees have runners at first and third with 1 down. And here's Jerry Mumphrey, who tripled with 2 outs in the first inning. Mumphrey, a switch hitter in left-handed. Mariner infield back, looks for 2. Pitch to Mumphrey. Swung on, bounced to short, might be 2. Throw to second for 1, back to first, double play. 6-4-3, and the Mariners got in trouble. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and the Yankees leave a man at the end of 2.5 innings of play. The Yankees nothing, Seattle nothing.
Bring up the goodness when you bring up the fry. Bread and cakes naturally. Taste bakery goodness for your family. 'Cause the Fraunhofer family puts goodness into everything we pay. So you'll bring out the best when you choose a family name. It's Fraunhofer's to bring out the goodness in you.
Night is falling, and the Barnetts are out. The house is quiet, but suddenly the sound of glass shatters the night as a sinister figure breaks the Barnetts' basement window and crawls inside. Meanwhile, across the street, a sweet old lady is holding a walkie-talkie.
Breaking and entering on Spring Street.
Suddenly, a slouched figure appears wearing a trench coat, and he's eating a dog biscuit.
Nice job, lady.
Now, solve that mystery. Will the crook get away? Who's the old lady? And who's that eating the dog biscuit?
Oh, that's me. McGruff, the crime dog here. And the little old lady is Mimi Marth of Hartford, Connecticut. She's one of the many citizens working together to protect her neighborhood. And she used her walkie-talkie to call the cops. And the cops just nabbed the crook. That's one way to, take a bite out of crime.
A message from the Crime Prevention Coalition and the Ad Council.
Well, Jim Mailer is the leadoff batter for the Mariners in the bottom of the third inning. He's the number 8 hitter in the order, followed by Terry Bulling and then Julio Cruz, John Alexander, and Gaylord Perry locking horns, and no scores so far.
First pitch to Mailer is down low, ball 1. Youngster is in a slump. He's 0 for 18. Dropped down into the 8th spot. He's batting .238 on the year. 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. Big fella, 6'5", goes .230. Fastball hit deep to left center. On the run is Humphrey. And it's up against the wall. Bouncing back in towards center field. Winfield over there. Mailer will end up at third base with a stand-up triple. Well, that's a way to break a slump. Mailer jumping on a pitch out away from him. It hit the top of the wall in deep left center field for a stand-up triple.
Now, normally a ball hit to that area won't go for 3 bases, but Jerry Mumphrey felt as he was going to the ball that he had a chance of catching it. Then at the last moment he discovered that he didn't, and he could not play the carom and went by him, and Winfield had to chase it down in dead center field. By the time he did, Mailer had the 3 baggers.
So Mailer at third base with a leadoff triple, and that'll bring on Terry Bulling, the catcher. Bulling batting an even .300 with no home runs and 2 runs batted in. Yankees will, let's see, they'll have the right side of their infield in. Smalley will also play in, and Dent. Now Randolph backs out, so Dent and Randolph will play back. But Mayberry and Smalley will play in. First pitch is fouled back and out of play. Well, the Mariners trying to get on the board first here in the third inning, a scoreless ball game, but Mailer is third with nobody out. Alexander has his work done out for him here in the third inning. He sets. The 1-strike pitch to Bulling. Swung on and fouled straight down. 2 strikes on Bulling. Alexander with the new baseball. Bulling's a right-handed hitter. Jim Essian wanted to catch Gaylord Perry in Perry's quest for his 300th tonight, but Bulling has been doing a good job catching the right-hander. Now the 0-2 pitch to Bulling. Change-up, bounce foul outside of third base. And the count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Jim Mailer at third base. Nobody out. Mailer just broke an 0 for 18 slump. Takes a short lead there at third. And the 0-2 pitch to Bulling. Swung on foul. Off goes the pitcher out of the center field. Base hit. Alexander couldn't control the ball. Base hit Bulling. Mailer scores easily. The Mariners lead 1-0. That'll be a base hit for Terry Bulling and a smash back up the middle. Bounced off the glove of Doyle Alexander, high off his glove out in the center field. So Bulling has just driven in his 3rd run of the year and given the Mariners a 1-0 lead. And here's Julio Cruz, the second baseman. Cruz has been up once and bounces second. He bunts at it and misses it. Odd bunt by Cruz. Strike one. Dropped the bat at the ball.
He didn't go after that one with a whole lot of authority. He was trying to get it down.
Mayberry holding Bulling at first. The pitch outside. It's 1-1. Nobody out here in the third inning. Mariners have taken a 1-0 lead on a leadoff triple by Jim Mailer and an RBI single by Terry Bulling. Now Alexander sets. The 1-1 pitch. He squares, bunts off third. Pretty good bunt. Cerrone's out, goes to first, and he throws it away off Randolph's glove. Mailer will be held at third base as Cruz goes into second base. Well, Cerrone took quite a bit of time. He looked down at second base, not really realizing that Cruz can fly. And by the time he came up throwing to first, he threw too late. The ball caromed off Randolph's glove and went there to the stands, with Bulling going to third and Cruz going into second base. So that'll be a sacrifice. It'll be an E2.
That was really a hard play for Randolph at first base because Cerrone's throw was getting there, so was Cruz, and the ball actually almost hit Cruz as he was crossing first base, and there wasn't the opportunity for Randolph to make the play.
So with runners at second and third, nobody out, Manny Castillo is the batter. He's been up once and bounced to second. Infield back. Change-up swung on and missed by Castillo. Mayberry now moves in at first base. He moves back a couple of steps. So John will have a play home. Randolph and Dent playing at their normal position. That's second base and shortstop. Here's a one-strike pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Cerrone. It's 1-1. Mariners lead 1-0 and threatening to put more runs on the board here. They have runners at second and third, nobody out in the bottom of the third.
One thing, Bulling doesn't have great speed at third base. Mayberry can afford to play back just a little bit. Smalley's even with a bag at third, but that guy at second base, Cruz, he can fly.
Now Alexander has a sign and sets. The 1-1 pitch. Change-up, lifted into shallow left end, going back, he will not get to it. Base hit, 1-run score. Cruz around third. The throw there will hold him now at third base, and on the throw home, Castillo goes into second base. Cruz took a long turn around third. Winfield really made a good throw to Cerrone. Cruz held up and went back to third base, but on the throw, Castillo snuck into second. So the Mariners now lead at 2-0.
It took a lot for Cartier to stop Cruz at third base. He really wanted to score on that play. I think he's pretty jacked up, and of course that's the way he plays anyway, but Winfield would have nailed him for sure had he tried to score, because Dave had to play right in front of him. It was just a little looper into shallow left field, and I don't think Cruz would have been able to score at all from second base.
So the Mariners once again runners at second and third with nobody out, and the batter is Bruce Bochy, the left fielder. He doubled into right center field his first time up. Nobody getting loose in the Yankee bullpen. Mariners lead 2-0, 2 runs, 4 hits. Yankees no runs, 3. We're in the bottom half of the third inning. Here's a pitch to Bochy. Swung on and fouled back. No balls and a strike. Well, the Mariners using a leadoff triple by Jim Mailer, an RBI single by Terry Bulling, a sacrifice and a throwing error on Rick Cerrone, and an RBI single by Manny Castillo lead 2-0. Well, the Yankees seem to be reverting to their former ways playing here at the Kingdome. We mentioned the Mariners have beaten them 17 times out of 26. Pitch misses inside. A ball and a strike on Bochy. Cruz off third base. Castillo off second. Nobody out. 1-1 pitch. Change-up. Pop foul off third base. Smalley has room. Over near the stands and makes the catch, and Cruz has to hold. Smalley throws the ball in, but Cerrone blocks it and ends up halfway to third base, chasing the ball down. So there's one away. Runners still at second and third.
Rick played that one like a hockey goalie and just blocked it off of his chest protector, and the ball rolled in front of him and nearly rolled to where Cruz could have sailed past him, except for the fact that Doyle Alexander was doing his job and backing up the play at home plate.
Here's Richie Zisk batting with runners at second and third. One down now. Zisk has been up once and flied to Mumphrey in center field. On deck is Todd Cruz, the shortstop. Mariners lead 2-0. They're batting in the bottom of the third. Runners at second and third, one away. Smalley and Mayberry playing in close. Randolph and Dent back. Here's a set. Pitch to Zisk. In the dirt, low and away, ball one. They might pitch around Zisk. He's got an open base, and Richie, of course, he'll hit the ball wherever it's pitched.
Gene Michael was up and almost out of the Yankee dugout and was instructing the infield that it looked like they won't give Zisk anything real good to hit here.
Now the set by Alexander. The 1-0 pitch. Low, ball 2-0. Cruz walks off third base. Castillo walks off second. Alexander checks it. Here's a 2-0 pitch to Zisk. Change up line. Foul off third base. Ball almost hit Julio Cruz.
He had to go down in a hurry to avoid being hit by that line shot off the bat of Richie Zisk.
With the count, 2 balls and a strike on Zisk. Alexander gets a new baseball, and he sets. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Gets the inside corner. It's 2-2. Now Smalley backs up a couple of steps at third base, but Mayberry, the first baseman, stays in. Here's a set. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on, missed, struck him out with the ball going down and in. Big strikeout for Doyle Alexander, and they're 2 outs.
Yeah, I wonder how close Gene Michael came to putting Zisk on at 2 balls and no strikes, because with Alexander behind him like that, he certainly didn't want to give him anything good to hit that would score 2 runs, and then he comes back and strikes him out. So I know right now they're not totally out of the woods, but at least there's a little bit of daylight.
Second strikeout for Alexander. Now here's Cruz, who struck out in the second. Todd Cruz swings and misses a breaking ball. No balls and a strike. 2 on, 2 out. Mariners leading 2-0. Bottom of the third here at the King Dome. Oh, last night they had 23,000 here to watch the San Antonio Spurs beat the Seattle Supersonics. The 1-strike pitch swung on and fouled back. 2 strikes on Cruz. Alexander with a new ball. Now he doesn't like it, flips it in. And Ken Kaiser will give him another one. So the count, 0 balls, 2 strikes on Todd Cruz. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. Mariners ahead 2-0 in the third inning. Now the set. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on, base hit right field. That'll score 2. Griffey over quickly. He'll get the ball into second base. The Mariners now lead 4-0. Cruz drips one into right center field, scoring Cruz, Julio Cruz, and Manny Castillo. And Todd Cruz now has 10 runs batted in.
Well, both those runs are unearned. And it's an 0-2 pitch that's lined into right center for the base hit. 10 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankees Baseball Network.
This is Radio 59, WROW Albany, bringing you Yankee Baseball.
Now Cowens the batter, and he takes low and away. 1 ball and no strikes. 5th base hit for the Mariners off Doyle Alexander, who scored 4 runs. Yankees have made an error. Soft toss to first base. Back easily. Todd Cruz. Big hit for Todd Cruz. Here's a 1-0. Nope, another throw to first base. Moves out the dive back in. He's safe. Good move by Alexander. Cowens has been up once. Flies to left field. Alexander set. And the pitch. It's a called strike, 1-1. Cowens batting at 184. He's a right-handed hitter. Here's a 1-1 pitch. Curve, called. Nope, it's a ball outside. It's 2-1. 2 balls and a strike on Al Cowens. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Low ball, 3-1. Todd Cruz at first base, 2 outs, and a 3-1 count on Al Cowens with Joe Simpson, the center fielder, on deck. Here's a 3. Nope, he'll go to first base. A little quick move to first by Alexander. Cruz does not have a big lead there. Now the 3-1 delivery. Swung on, base hit right center, might go to the wall and score a run. Cruz around second, going for third. He'll score. Cowens going for 3, and he'll make it there with a triple. And right away, the Yankee bullpen gets up. Rudy May starts to throw. Mariners now lead 5-0.
Well, the last 2 hits, the single by Cruz, Todd Cruz, and the triple by Cowens, they were really shots. That one made it to the gap in right center, and by the time that Jerry Mumphrey could play it, Cowens turned the afterburners on and made it to third with a stand-up triple. Stan Williams is coming out now and wants to talk to right-hander Doyle Alexander, and as you just mentioned, Bill, Rudy May starts to loosen up in the Yankees bullpen. Well, the Yankees will return home on the 21st of May against the Minnesota Twins, and on Saturday and Sunday, May 22 and 23, it's McDonald's Yankees Cap Weekend. All fans coming to the stadium on McDonald's Yankees Cap Weekend will receive a free official New York Yankees baseball cap, courtesy of the good friends at McDonald's. Excellent tickets for these games, and all Yankees home games are on sale now. This is the 9th batter to come to the plate in the inning. Joe Simpson bounced to first in the second inning. Mariners lead 5-0, and the pitch to Simpson is a fastball over the outside corner, strike 1. Now Cowens at third base, 2 down. All 5 runs coming here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Simpson pops one to third, and right there is Smalley, a little humpback liner to Smalley. He makes the catch out and retire the side, but Seattle scores 5 times. On 5 base hits, 1 Yankee error, and they leave 1 man on base. At the end of 3, the Mariners 5, Yankees nothing.
You've got the power underneath your feet. When golf is with you, you've got good feeling driving any street. When golf is with you.
When you're trying to get up a hill and you've got a 10-ton truck staring you in the face, that's when you really need Gulf Super Unleaded, the gas with guts. It's one of the highest octane unleaded gasolines to help stop knocks and pings that can rob your car of the power it needs to pass, climb, and accelerate. Make sure you fill up on Gulf Super Unleaded, the gas with guts.
The road you travel is yours to do. Make sure that golf is with you.
You know, spraying is one of the most efficient, economical ways to paint. And now, for those small paint jobs around the home, Red Devil offers a 100% polyurethane spray enamel that gives you a long-lasting diamond hard finish. Features a patented spray head that's the closest thing to a professional spray gun. You can get Red Devil 100% polyurethane spray finishes in a variety of decorator enamels, as well as stove and barbecue black, rust-proof primer, and super fast-drying lacquers, and other special spray finishes. Available at all channel stores and your local Red Devil dealer.
Well, we go to the fourth inning here at the Kingdome in Seattle, with the Mariners leading 5-0, and the Yankees middle third of the batting order, Mayberry, Winfield, and Gamble. And with the play-by-play, here is John Gordon.
All right, thank you, Frank Messer, and good evening to you as we bring you the top of the fourth there. The Yankees certainly have their work cut out for them now, trailing by a 5-0 score. And don't you think that Gaylord Perry has started counting the outs right now with that 5 spot, right, Frank?
I'm sure he has. No matter how many games you win, when you are in a situation as Gaylord is tonight, it's got to be just an exciting evening for him.
Well, the fans have been very enthusiastic for him, and rightly so. They'd like to see him get that 300 victory here tonight. Outside a ball to Mayberry, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, John, who was making his first appearance in a New York Yankees uniform, just recently acquired in a trade between the Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. Mayberry coming to the Yankees, and Dave Revering and Jeff Reynolds. Revering with the Yankees, and Reynolds, who was down on the farm, traded to the Toronto club. Inside a ball, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Rudy May will start warming up again for the Yankees. He had stopped, came into the dugout, now he goes back to the bullpen area. He may be coming on in the fourth inning.
Mayberry to be followed by Dave Winfield and then Oscar Gamble. And the Yankees trailing by 5 runs after the Mariners scored 5 in the bottom of the third off of Alexander. By the way, only 2 of the runs are earned off of Doyle. There's a strike. The fastball is in, and it's now a ball and 2 balls and 2 strikes to count to John Mayberry.
Gene Michael very upset at plate umpire Ken Kaiser on that call.
Now, Gene, a very active manager in the dugout, and he stands most of the time, and you can just barely see him from our vantage point here at the Kingdome. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Mayberry goes down in a low breaking pitch. And that's going to be strikeout number 2 in the game for Gaylord Perry. Out number 1 for the Yankees here in the top half of the fourth inning, and stepping in will be Dave Winfield.
Mayberry told me that, see, this is Thursday. He hadn't even had batting practice since Monday. They weren't using him at Toronto, and he hadn't had a chance to do any hitting until he joined the Yankees today.
He's been used at first base and as a designated hitter for the Blue Jays, but his activity with the Toronto club was not on a regular basis. Willie Upshaw's been playing first base mostly, and I think Nordhagen has been the designated hitter a lot for the Toronto club. Here's Winfield, struck out first time up, bouncer off the glove of Perry. Todd Cruz at second has it, on to first, and a 1-6-3 scoring play will retire Dave Winfield. Sharply hit, but Gaylord Perry knocked it down, and Todd Cruz at short had time to make the play on to first. Almost Julio Cruz cutting in front of Todd Cruz to take the play away from him, but he got out of the way in time, and Todd Cruz throws him out.
Winfield lost a step coming out of the batter's box for some reason, and they still got him.
Here's Oscar Gamble now, the designated hitter who flied out his first time up. You know, we had mentioned a little bit earlier about the fact that tonight is the night for Gaylord Perry, if it is to be, for him to win his 300th game. He has 299 career victories. Here's a strike, a breaking pitch across. But he now has 3,366 career strikeouts, and it puts him only 142 away from becoming the all-time strikeout leader for Major League Baseball, the record held by Walter Johnson of 3,508. Here's a little loop hit into shallow left center on his Bhakti. He's there. Got it for the out, and the inning is over. The Yankees are down 1-2-3 in the fourth inning. Gaylord's first. Perfect inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left through 3.5. The Mariners are leading the Yankees here 5-0.
Investing can be risky and taxes really eat into your income, but not with the Albany Savings Bank All Saver Certificate. It's a guaranteed investment. With as little as $500, you not only earn high interest, you keep more of your income, since your first $2,000 of interest is tax-free if you file a joint return. This is E.G. Marshall. Visit any Albany Savings Bank office for full details on the All Saver Certificate. Tax-free income from Albany Savings Bank, the Savings People Bank. Committed to you. Member FDIC.
A reminder, there is a substantial penalty for early withdrawal.
It's time to tell you the answer to the Borden Sports Quiz number 1 and announce our winner. But first, let's review the quiz.
It's the bottom of the ninth. Home team is trailing by a run. They have runners at the corners, first and third. The opposing pitcher gets the sign, starts his windup. He notices the runner on first has a long lead. He whips a throw to first. The umpire calls the runner out, ending the game as a loss for the home team. But wait, the home plate umpire overrules the call, waves the runner on third into home, tying up the game. The manager and umpire are joined.
The question, why did the home plate umpire overrule the play, thus allowing the runner on third to score? The answer, when the pitcher threw to first base, he had already wound up his pitch. Under the rules, the pitcher committed a balk. Therefore, the pickoff at first was negated, and all runners advanced one base. That sent the scoring run home from third. Congratulations to Frank Rader of Schenectady. He'll receive a pair of tickets to see the Yankees in Yankee Stadium. We'll have a new quiz on May 7th. Remember, with Borden's, you're always a winner.
About Gaylord Perry's 299 wins. He has another record I'm sure a lot of pitchers would like to have. It's going to sound strange. He's lost 241. I know a lot of pitchers like to have been around the major leagues long enough to have that many decisions, even though they might be on the lost side. Rudy May is the new Yankee pitcher, as we surmised. Doyle Alexander, giving up 5 runs on 5 hits in the third, is through for the night, and Rudy May will be pitching to Jim Mailer. John?
All right, it was Mailer who started that big inning for the Mariners with a booming triple to deep left center his first time up, snapping it 0 for 18 slump. For Rudy May, his 6th appearance, and no record, 12 2/3 innings, 11 hits, and he has made 1 start, no saves. Foul back and out of play, a ball and a strike to count to Mailer. Right-handed hitter, big, tall, strong youngster who is trying to make it here in the major leagues with the Seattle Ball Club. Here's a pitch that's a strike in the outside corner, and it's 1-2.
Sports Picker updates us on the Baltimore-California game, 2-2 now at the end of 3.5. And a footnote on Palmer we'll give you after this pitch.
All right, here it is, and it is just wide. The fastball misses, 2-2 the count.
Jim Palmer left the game in the first inning with a sore neck. And now they have corrected the relief pitcher was Ross Grimsley, who replaced Palmer, and not Tippy Martinez, as the ticker had reported earlier.
2-2 delivery, swing and a miss, strike 3. Mailer is down. Rudy May opens his relief stint here with a strikeout. And the batter is going to be Terry Bulling, the catcher. Alexander, by the way, 3 innings pitching, 6 hits, 5 runs, but only 2 are earned. And he didn't walk anybody, and he struck out 2.
You know, Rudy May, even though he had a rough inning, his last inning he pitched in his last game, that was against Oakland in the 13-inning ball game. He had retired at one stretch 19 hitters in a row over 3 appearances.
Down low and inside, and it's 1 ball to no strikes. I was chatting with Stan Williams today and asking Stan about what he felt the makings of the pitching staff would be in the next couple of weeks. He says, I wouldn't see any real different changes at all, outside and low, a ball and 2-0. He said, except for the fact that we probably should have 6 starters with Rudy May as our 6th starter, or he could fill in as one of the 5 starters, but there just isn't any room for him to be a starting pitcher, so he'll be used in long relief, sometimes short relief. 1 hopper to Bucky Dent at short, and on to first. Bulling retired. 2 down in the inning, and the batter is going to be the leadoff hitter in the order for the Seattle Mariners, Julio Cruz.
It really started against Detroit. He retired the last 10. Then he pitched in relief against Oakland and retired the side in order for 13 in a row. And then he retired the side in order his first 2 innings, night before last, giving him 19 straight over the stretch of the 3 games. Then his 3rd inning against Oakland, they got to him for 3 runs.
Here's a swing and a foul, back and out of play. No balls and 1 strike to count to Julio Cruz, who has a sacrifice and a ground out and is 0 for 1 in the game. He reached on the sacrifice, another foul back and out of play, when Rick Cerrone's throwing error allowed him to first and to second, and then he came on to score.
Rick just took too long a look at second base, wondering whether he might get Bulling, who was running between first and second. By the time he threw to first, he was just too late. Hit Cruz with a throw.
All right, here's the 2-strike delivery. Curve is inside, and it's 1-2 the count. Now, the Mariners have won 7 and lost 3 here at home at the Kingdome. Well, the Yankees would sure go for a winning percentage at Yankee Stadium like the Mariners have been able to total in their first 10 home games. Here's the 1-2 delivery, bounding ball foul and out of play, and it's still a ball and 2 strikes. Yankees just finished that 12-game homestand, and they won only 4 while losing 8. And their overall record at home is 4 wins and 10 losses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yankees are 5-3 on the road. Swinging a foul on the curve, and it's back behind home plate again, and it is still a ball and 2 strikes. Mariners lead it 5-0. They got 5 runs off of Doyle Alexander in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and they did it with 5 hits. Here's the line on the 1-2 delivery. Bounding ball on the right side. Willie Randolph charging, and on to first to retire Julio Cruz and the Mariners in the 4th inning. That's a 1-2-3 inning for Rudy May. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. And now through 4 full, the Mariners lead the Yankees 5-0.
I've had enough. Come on, Bob. There's nothing like a good run first thing in the morning.
We've already gone 2 miles.
The best part's just half a mile away.
My feet.
Fresh scrambled eggs.
Breakfast?
Sizzling sausage. And golden hash browns.
Hash browns.
Over an egg McMuffin.
McDonald's. Start your morning run with the dawn of the sun. Smell the cooking in the air. You know McDonald's is waiting there. Just a half mile to go. Now it's worth it, you know. You're gonna pick up the pace to get that great breakfast taste. You deserve a break today.
That was great. Let's do this every day.
Run every day. You.
So get up this morning and get away.
You said run. I'll bring the car and meet you here.
To McDonald's.
At Anheuser-Busch, our brewmasters face this challenge. Brew a light beer with a clean, distinctive taste, one made from the best ingredients and beechwood aging. Budweiser Light lives up to the challenge.
Bring out your best Budweiser Light. Bring out your best Budweiser Light.
The best never comes easy. That's why there's nothing else like it.
Budweiser Light.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Gaylord Perry, 43 years old. You know, he only won 74 games in the major leagues before his 30th birthday. He's won 225 since turning 30 years old.
Only 2 others have won, more than 200 past 30?
Cy Young and Warren Spahn.
Well, he knows right now that he's on the verge of a history-making night here at the Kingdome in Seattle with a big 5-0 lead, and the Yankees will try to see what they can do about getting back into this one. And the leadoff batter is going to be Roy Smalley. Swings and misses on the first Gaylord Perry offering, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Roy has a hit. He singled into right his first time up. The Yankees have 3 hits from the game, and they threatened in the 3rd inning, but failed to score off Perry. Inside a ball, and 1 ball and 1 strike.
Cy Young won 318 games after his 30th birthday, and he retired at the age of 44. Warren Spahn, who also retired at 44, won 277 games after his 30th birthday.
1 ball, 1 strike to count into the line, and here's the pitch. Foul to the right, past Mike Ferraro at the first base coaching box, and it'll be a 1-2 count still to Roy Smalley. Mariners 5, Yankees nothing. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. As Seattle scored 5 runs off of Doyle Alexander in the bottom of the 3rd. Had 5 hits in the inning. They were helped along by an error charged to catcher Rick Cerrone. Naylor had a triple in the inning. Cowens had a triple in the inning. And the pitch. Swinging a high fly into shallow center. Here comes center fielder Simpson on. He's there. Makes the catch for the out, and there's 1 down. Smalley is retired, and here's Rick Cerrone.
Must be something about the water. Maybe it's the peanuts down there in eastern North Carolina. Gaylord and Jim Perry going on for so long. And Gaylord's home, Williamston, North Carolina, is not very far from Hertford, where Catfish Hunter has his farm, still lives. Long way from Asheville, though. About 450 miles. Whole length of the state.
I was going to say, it's all the way on the other side, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, here is Cerrone. He bounced out to the pitcher first time up, and he takes a pitch high, 1 ball and no strikes. Now, Gaylord's wife is here tonight, along with their 19-year-old daughter, Amy, but 2 other daughters are at home in Williamston, along with Gaylord's parents who are home at Williamston. The game is on national cable tonight on the USA Network. I don't know if the Perrys have an opportunity of watching the game. Here's a foul ball behind home plate, picked up quickly by catcher Bulling. He thought he had it in fair territory, but it is a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Rick Cerrone.
I believe it's prom weekend for 2 of Gaylord's daughters, and his son is playing ball over the weekend. It couldn't be here.
Gaylord got a call from the president yesterday. They had a press conference here in Seattle.
One ancient mariner calling another, huh?
Yeah, that's what the conversation was about mostly. All right, here's Perry now, and a 1-1 offering to Rick Cerrone, and the pitch. It's a strike on the outside corner, and 1-2.
I believe Gaylord Perry worked in one of Mr. Reagan's campaigns for governor of California.
That was when Gaylord was out pitching for the San Francisco Giants. Perry had a pretty good line for him yesterday when the phone rang. Here's the line now, and the 1-2 delivery. Swing, and a miss, strike 3. Struck him out. Cerrone goes down. 3rd strikeout for Gaylord Perry, and the batter now is going to be Bucky Dent. Phone rang. Gaylord answered it, said hello, and the president said, "Who is this?" And he said, "This is Gaylord." The president said, "Hey, Gaylord, how you doing?" Didn't even have to tell him his last name. Of course, I think the president knew who he was calling anyway. Pretty much set up.
And I understand the president spent a little extra money on the phone call. He didn't limit it to the normal 3 minutes you get on long distance. They spoke 3 minutes and 35 seconds.
After it was over with, Gaylord had some jelly beans, and he offered one to his brother who was in attendance. Here's a strike to Bucky Dent. No balls and 1 strike.
His brother's here tonight. I believe I heard you mention that earlier. I talked to Jim for a few minutes before the ball game. He looks good. He's a pitching instructor for the Oakland A's.
I was going to say, when you say he looks good, he looks like he could go out there and challenge his brother right now. Outside and low, and it's 2 balls and 1 ball and 1 strike now to count to Bucky Dent.
Jim looks like he's in better shape than Gaylord. That's what you're saying, and you're right.
One thing about Gaylord, he looks his age, doesn't he?
Yes.
1-1 the count to Bucky Dent, and here is the offering. Perry to Dent, and a high fly to left field. This will be an easy play for Bucky. He's calling everybody off. He's got it. Since that double play ball in the 3rd inning, the Yankees have now seen 7 batters go down for 8 outs. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Now through 4 1/2. Gaylord Perry in quest of win number 300, and Seattle leading the Yankees 5-0.
The revolutionary Monroe Radiomatic shock is the best riding shock absorber America has ever made. Radiomatic is the first shock to combine 5 proven ride control features in a single shock. Right now, buy 3, get 1 free. No matter what you're driving, you'll ride better on Radiomatic shocks. They're available now at Andy Woods Auto Parts, Route 9 Latham, Sand Creek Road, Colony, and Catlin Street, Schenectady. Offer expires May 31st, 1982. Remember, America rides Monroe.
Our guest today is J.F. Woolard, the man who proved you can advertise anything on radio.
That's right.
What did product, Mr. Woolard?
A bird wash.
You mean a bird bath?
No, I mean a bird wash. You put your bird on top of your automobile and drive him through. You get soap, scrubbed, rinsed, hot waxed, and hand-dried, 50 cents.
Question.
Why do I use radio?
No.
Because it's economical. Which means we can broadcast a lot more messages to a lot more folks more often.
Do the birds actually do that?
No, the announcers do that.
I mean, do they sit on top of the cars?
Well, sometimes they fall off and gum up the whole works. But that's why we use radio.
Excuse me?
We rush right on the air and say, we'll be closed today, a bird fell off.
I call that amazing.
We call it radio flexibility. Means we don't have the expense and delay of changing a whole newspaper ad.
Is your bird wash a success?
You bet your sapsucker. And it proves radio is the way to reach people, because it led to another good idea.
A car wash.
No bird tubs. Heat them, fill them with water, blow air into them, and let them soak.
That's a hot tub.
Ooh, there's another good idea.
Radio. Red hot because it works. For more facts on radio, call this station of the Radio Advertising Bureau. They brought you this message.
Share all the excitement of Yankee baseball. Stay with us. Radio 59.
Now we're pleased to announce Yankee ticket winners of the Martin Brothers Tayloid American Pride Sweepstakes. Ciola Cooper, George DiBartolo, and Kevin Dunbar, all of New York City, our congratulations.
By Manny Castillo is the leadoff hitter, and he lost a deep fly to left. Winfield back at the warning track and leaping up to make the catch Castillo's out on the pitch and one away. That's pretty close there, Frank Messer.
It's true. Castillo hits that ball 360 feet to the wall, and he's out. Last time up, he sent a dying quail over Bucky Dentstead. Got a base hit and a run batted in.
All right, here's Bakti now, who is 1 for 2. He doubled in the first inning and then foul popped to Roy Smalley his last time up. Well, it doesn't take a whole lot to get one out of this ballpark. Here's a strike in, no balls and 1 strike. 316 down both the left and right field lines. Of course, there's that extended wall now in right field.
They doubled the height of it from 11.5 feet to 23 feet. But still is close.
No balls and 1 strike. Into the line is Rudy May, and here's the pitch. Bounce toward third, bobbled by Smalley. He might be able to make a play, and throws him out. Good play by Roy on the recovery as he bobbled it momentarily, and then recovered in time to throw out Bruce Bakti. Now Richie Zisk.
You know, I'll tell you, Smalley is not the most graceful third baseman I've ever seen, but he's made some good plays down there, and that's the bottom line. He's knocked some balls down. He's got that good, strong arm. He had a strange motion on that one, knocking the ball down with a cross-body move. Recovered it, got the man out with that good throw.
All right, Rudy May to Richie Zisk, and he's low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Zisk tonight held hitless in 2 trips. Flied to center. He hit the ball well. Mumphrey made the catch in the first inning, and then he struck out. Alexander got him. Here's a curve for a strike on the inside corner, and 1 ball and 1 strike the count to Richie Zisk. Into the line, and here's the delivery. Swinging a high fly left center. This ball's really hit, and Mumphrey won't play it. Won't get it. He plays it off the wall. Actually, Winfield is going to play it off the wall, and Zisk is going to end up at second base with a stand-up double.
Second time we've seen a ball hit the wall and bounce back over Mumphrey's head. Winfield having to chase it down in center field.
It's the first hit off of Rudy May. It's the 7th of the game for the Seattle Mariners, and the batter is going to be Todd Cruz, the right-handed hitting shortstop. Hit a very big hit off of Doyle Alexander back in the 3rd inning with 2 outs and 2 on, both in scoring position at 2nd and 3rd. Cruz hit an 0-2 pitch to right field, and it was a single that scored 2 to give the Mariners a 4-0 lead. Cowens then drove across Cruz with a triple to make it 5-0. That's the score at the moment. Strike and a curve to Todd Cruz. No balls and 1 strike.
Managers and pitching coaches get very upset on key base hits off 0-2 counts.
No balls, 1 strike. Here's the set by the left-hander Rudy May as he looks to the runner at second in the delivery. Check swing. He went around on it. Low pitch, and it is no balls and 2 strikes to count to Todd Cruz. Oh, 2 the count. Cruz batting. Now the set again is May. Looks to the runner Zisk at second. He just doubled off the left center field wall. And a pitch. Down low. And it's 1-2. Well, you know, Frank, there are Yankees fans everywhere, all over America. And I guess there are many that are here tonight trying to root the Yankees from a comeback story here. I saw some fans in the parking lot before the game from Nevada who had come up to the game.
Great.
Here's the 2-strike delivery. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Rudy May gets his 2nd strike out of the relief stint and retires the Mariners here in the 5th inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 lap through 5. Seattle 5 and New York nothing.
Of all the ways that we can fly, of all the highways through the sky, of all the wings that greet the sun, Eastern is your number 1. The pride of Eastern shining through. We earn our wings by serving you. Come meet us soon and you'll see why we're America's favorite way to fly.
For the 3rd year in a row now, more passengers have flown Eastern than any other airline in the free world. If you help make us America's favorite way to fly, we thank you. If you haven't flown Eastern recently, give us a try. We'll show you we really do earn our wings every day.
We're Eastern, America's favorite way to fly. Come fly with Eastern, America's.
Ever notice all
the beers these days talking about their fancy ingredients? Special barley from here, exotic hops from there. Funny thing is, they've been making Michelob like that for years. They just don't talk about it. Don't have to. Oh, you can read the label if you're really interested. It says right here every ingredient used is the finest obtainable. Makes sense. Otherwise, how could Michelob be so good? I suspect the people who brew Michelob figure beer drinkers know a good thing when they taste it. And I appreciate that, because I don't want to spend my weekends, or weeknights for that matter, poring over long lists of ingredients. When I can spend that time pouring another Michelob. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Okay, here's the sixth inning now, and the leadoff batter for the Yankees. Top of the order, Willie Randolph. First offering from the right-hander, Gaylord Perry, outside of ball, 1 ball and no strikes. And the slider is across, and it is 1-1. 5-0, Seattle leading, and the Yankees batting in the top half of the sixth inning. They've been out hit 7-3, and there are 2 errors on the board. One for the Mariners, that was charged to third baseman Manny Castillo. And one for the Yankees, charged to Rick Cerrone. Randolph is 0 for 2 in the game. And the pitch. Outside a ball. And 2-1 now to count to Willie. He was out bouncing to the first baseman Mailer, unassisted his first time up. And then reached in an error, charged to Castillo in the third inning. All the Mariners' runs came in the bottom of the third. And the 5 with 9 men batting, giving them the lead at 5-0. A tie, 3-1. So far in the game, Gaylord Perry hasn't walked anybody, and he has struck out 3. Three balls and 1 strike to count. Right-handed hitting, Willie Randolph. Gaylord Perry to the line, and here's the delivery. It's a strike at the letters, and 3-1. 3 more with Seattle tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday night. Sunday night game will start at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 10:05 actually. And the pitch. Bounding ball right out in front. Gaylord Perry quickly off the mound. He's got it. Fires the first. Willie Randolph out. 1 down. And before Ken Griffey steps in, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankees Baseball Network.
Don't miss a second of the action. Keep tuned to Radio 59, WROW Albany.
All right, here's Griffey, 1 for 2. Ken had a single back in the third. He's the last man to reach safely for the Yankees. That's 8 in a row that have been retired by Gaylord Perry now, and 9 outs and those 8 batters down. Yankees had a threat going in the third with no score in the game. Runners at first and third and 1 away, and Jerry Mumphrey banged to a 6-4-3 double play that ended the threat and the inning. High fly, foul, I believe. Yes, it is, down the right field line. That was out of here, but foul. Griffey comes back. Boy, he stroked that one. Wow.
He really did. Griffey is looking for his first home run of the year, and almost had it, but just foul.
Well, it's not really that much of a poke to the lower mezzanine here beyond that extended wall in right field. But if you get one up into that second deck or even into that third deck, you really hit it. And Griffey's carried into the second deck and just missed the third deck. All right, here's the 0-1 delivery. Foul. This one is off to the left and out of play, and it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think there have been a couple of balls that have been hit to the third tier of the Kingdome here at Seattle.
Seems like Reggie Jackson hit one up there. One of those.
There's only a second deck in left field. They don't have the third tier extended all the way around. The scoreboard is out in the left center field area. Doug Rader hit one to the second deck in left field, up high and inside, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. I think they were saying Bruce Bachty hit one up into the third deck here at the Kingdome. One ball, 2 strikes to count. Gaylord Perry working to Ken Griffey. 1 away, nobody on. Yankees trailing 5-0 to the Mariners, and it's the top half of the 6th inning. Gaylord with a big lead here as he goes for that. There's a fair ball. Griffey will have to run to first. Bowling had a little trouble picking it up, and then Griffey goes down and is retired in a 2-3 scoring play. Now, Gene Michael's coming out. Wait a minute. I think George Maloney might call it a foul ball. Let's see. Here's the appeal as Maloney is coming up now to Ken Kaiser. Now, Kaiser is claiming that it was a fair ball, and Gene Michael, if it is a fair ball, is going to argue the call. Joe Labelli is also in. Mike Ferraro is in. Now, Maloney is talking with Ken Kaiser at the moment. Looks like Griffey's going to get his at-bat, and it's going to be called a foul ball. Ken Kaiser overruled by third base umpire George Maloney. Now Rene Lachemann will come out, and he'll get his 2 cents worth in. Now Kaiser is explaining to Lachemann. He says, hey, I thought it was a fair ball, but I've been overruled by George Maloney. Bill Haller, who is the crew chief, coming in. Nice to see Bill working again. We haven't seen him since the accident when he was banged into by Larry Herndon.
That's right, and Bill looks fine again. I didn't get a chance to talk to him before the game, but it's good to see him back.
Now Lachemann continues the argument now with plate umpire Ken Kaiser. Terry Bullock kind of kicked the ball around at home plate in the area there. Now Lachemann continues his beep, and he does get the last word as he comes off the field, and Griffey steps back into the batter's box again.
Well, we have the benefit of a replay monitor here. You mentioned the game was being televised on cable around the country. And if Griffey had run down to first base, there wouldn't have been too much argument on the Yankees' part. I think he might have been able to beat it, but he stood there and looked at the ball himself.
All right, Griffey swings and lofts a high fly to deep right field. It is gone. A home run for Ken Griffey. Well, that stirs the Seattle Kingdom crowd even more as Griffey gets second life and hits his first home run of the season and the 11th of the year for the Yankees. He stroked it to the right field seats. Hit number 2 in the game for Ken, and the Yankees are on the board here, trailing now by a score of 5-1.
Well, Getty Garner for Ken Griffey, and when you say stroked it, exactly right. He turned loose the bat with his left hand, following through just one-handed, but a nice, sweet swing by Griffey, which just goes to show you don't have to crank up and leap off your feet to hit a home run.
Here is Gary Mumphrey. Mumphrey swings and bounds one to second. Julio Cruz is up and brings it on to first for the out, 2 down in the inning. Gary retired on a pitch. Mumphrey 1 for 3 in the game now. He tripled his first time up, then hit to that double play in the third. And here he's out on the ground ball, second to first. Julio Cruz to Jim Mailer. By the way, the home run by Ken Griffey stops the string of retired in a row by Gaylord Perry at 9. 8 with the 9 outs. All right, here's John Mayberry. Now Griffey hit a foul ball home run. Then it looked like Perry was going to gain the advantage and get him on that little nubber out in front of home plate in the overruling. Bounding ball to first. Mailer's got it. He'll go to the base himself. And Mayberry is an easy out. The Yankees get a run back, but they still trail by 4. 1 run, 1 hit. The homer by Ken Griffey. No errors, nobody left. Through 5.5 innings of play at the Kingdom in Seattle. The Mariners 5 and the Yankees 1.
Bring out the goodness when you bring out the Fryhoffers. Bread and cakes naturally. Taste bakery goodness when you bring out the Fryhoffers. Goodness for your family. Cause the Fryhoffer family puts goodness into everything we bake. So you'll bring out the best when you choose a family name. It's Fryhoffers to bring out the goodness in you.
Jack, what's a dog in a trench coat doing playing the drum?
Gee, I don't know, Mary. Maybe he can't play the flute.
Oh, hiya. McGruff, the crime dog here. You know, I love a parade, but so do most crooks, pickpockets, and purse snatchers. Because in all the excitement, nobody pays any attention to their wallets, purses, watches, or jewelry. Gee, so when you're in a crowd, watch out for your valuables and help take a bite out of crime.
A message from the Crime Prevention Coalition and the Ad Council.
I'm Richard Hill, WROW Sports. For the full season of Yankee baseball, listen to WROW. And keep that radio tuned to 59 AM for my morning sports reports, all the Major League scores, and the important local and national sports developments. Evenings at 5:05, my sports commentary. Then stay tuned for Bob Buck's sports report and Dr. Paul Donohue's report on sports medicine for the amateur athlete in our 6 p.m. news block. Each weekend afternoon, Don Chevrier has ABC Weekend Sports. For sports fans, WROW is all the radio you need.
The game is played on 77 WABC.
All right, now Cowens stepping in now as the leadoff batter for the Seattle Mariners in the bottom of the sixth. Rudy May, who's working in his third inning of relief, came in for Doyle Alexander in the fourth inning. And his breaking pitch is down low for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. 5-1, Mariners lead it. And they've hit the Yankees 7-4. Down low and 2 balls and no strikes. All right, Rudy May working to Cowens, who has a triple and an RBI and 2 trips. He flied to left first time up, wide and 3-0. Well, they're anticipating, of course, this big win for the Seattle Mariners and the right-handed pitcher Gaylord Perry here tonight at the Kingdome in Seattle. There's a strike and 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike, and here's the pitch. High pop on the right side. This may be playable for first baseman Mayberry. He's over near the seats, and he's got it right in front of the box seats. So Cowens is the opening out. I understand, Frank, that they're going to give away, hopefully, in anticipation of the win, certificates to all those there in attendance tonight. Also, I was talking to one of the marketing directors of the Mariners before the game, and should Perry win it, they have thousands of T-shirts downstairs, and they have the screen ready to go to where they're going to run off the imprint on the T-shirts that I was in attendance for Gaylord Perry's 300th win, and sell those after the ball game. So they're looking forward to a big night here at the Kingdome.
Well, that's going to hold the crowd here till the game's over anyway.
That's right. 1 ball, no strikes to count as Simpson is the batter. Here's a bouncing ball hit towards second. Easy play for Randolph, and he brings it on to Mayberry at first for the second out of the Mariners' 6th. And here's Jim Mailer, who started that big rally for the Mariners in the 3rd inning with a triple to left center. He struck out against Rudy May in the 4th inning. 1 for 2 in the game. He scored one of the 5 Mariners runs. In that 3rd, the Mariners batted 9. RBI hits from Terry Bulling, Manny Castillo, Todd Cruz, and Al Cowens. And Todd Cruz's hit was a 2-run single. Foul to the right, now to play, no balls and 1 strike. Into the line now, and here's the 0-1 delivery. That's a strike. A fastball is across to Mailer, and it's 0-2. Now, Mailer sat out the Tuesday game against the Orioles at Baltimore. Rene Lachemann giving him a day's rest just to try to shake that slump that he's been in. Wide, and 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he came off of that rest on Tuesday and the rest yesterday. It's that first pitch offered by Doyle Alexander for that triple. Swinging a ground ball to short. Bucky Dent plays a big hop. On to first to retire Mailer, and the Mariners go down in order in the 6th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left, and now through 6 full at the Kingdome in Seattle. It's the Mariners 5 and the Yankees 1.
Going, gone. Sold to the man in the blue suit in the 4th row for $15,000. But I was only flicking my pick. You can count on the pick of the big. The privacy of the individual is gradually vanishing. Bureaucracy is growing. Computers know everything about it. And pretty soon, we'll need Big Brother's approval to flick our own pick. Of those letters you can sing, there's only one that's called a big. You can count on the flick of the
You know, spraying is one of the most efficient, economical ways to paint. Now for those small paint jobs around the home, Red Devil offers a 100% polyurethane spray enamel that gives you a long-lasting diamond hard finish. Features a patented spray head that's the closest thing to a professional spray gun. You can get Red Devil 100% polyurethane spray finishes in a variety of decorator enamels, as well as stove and barbecue black, rust-proof primer, and super fast drying lacquers, and other special spray finishes. Available at all channel stores and your local Red Devil dealer. Well, we go to the 7th, and Gaylord now looking at that scoreboard up there and seeing 9 outs. That's all he needs to record victory number 300, and the Yankees, hopeful of getting back into this one, will start it with Dave Winfield in the top of the 7th inning, and here to tell you all about it, Frank Messer.
All right, John Gordon, thank you very much, and here we go. The Yankees have only 4 hits off Perry. The 1 run, a homer by Griffey. Mumphrey has triple, single by Smalley, and a single by Griffey. Perry now to Winfield. Dave is struck out and hit back off the pitcher's glove, fielded by the shortstop who threw him out. High fly ball out of the shallow left center field on the first pitch. Joe Simpson, the center fielder, is under it, makes the catch. 1 pitch, there's 1 away, and we'll take a look at Oscar Gamble. Gamble has flied to center and flied to left tonight. Perry goes through all the motions, touches the bill of the cap, back of the ear, back of the neck. Now looks down, gets his sign from Bulling. The wind, the pitch to Gamble. Strike 1 is called. Gaylord takes his time between pitches. For the most part, big winning pitchers work quickly. Gaylord, a bit of an exception, I would say, Bill Lee.
Yeah, he takes a lot of time.
Starts the windup, and now the 1-strike pitch. A low fastball, it's 1-1.
I think he wants to make you think a ball, Frank. He wants to make you think he's loading the ball up when he isn't. And then every once in a while he will load it up and get a good sinker.
Psychology, a big part of the game of baseball. He's ready, and 1-1 to Gamble. Get on the ground to the shortstop. Todd Cruz up, the throw to first. In the dirt, but taken nicely by Mailer, and Gamble is out. Dave Niehaus, one of the Mariner broadcasters, interviewed Jim Perry, Gaylord's older brother, before the game tonight. He went to Gaylord and he said, what question should I ask your brother Jim? Gaylord said, ask him how come all those years he threw the spitball and got by with it, and I got all the blame. Roy Smalley, of all the opposition players, Smalley has hit more home runs here in the Kingdome than any other player. He has 11.
More than Jackson even?
Yep, more than any visitor. And he hits a high foul that's going to be out of play in left field. One strike.
One park. Maybe that's a park in Texas that Jackson used to hit the ball well. Is that the Texas ballpark?
Yeah, Jackson has the record down there. One strike on Smalley. Roy is 1 for 2. Switch hitter batting left. Pitch coming. He takes it down low. Had the plate, but downstairs.
Uh-oh, now Bill Aller. That ball really went down, and Bill Aller now is going to get into the act. The second base umpire comes in and inspects the baseball, rubs it up, and gives it back to Perry. I think Bill just wants to let Perry know that he's back there and he's watching.
All right, a count of a ball and a strike, and Perry again goes through all the moves. Haller watching from out in right field now. The windup and the pitch. It's high. Reggie Jackson has hit 9 home runs here in the Kingdome. Smalley 11. Ben Ogilvy, Ken Singleton, and Bobby Gritch have each hit 10. Reggie Jackson, Dave Revering, Jim Rice, and Robin Yount have each hit 9 coming into the season.
Say Revering?
Yeah.
He has a ballpark he likes.
Yeah. 2 balls and a strike now on Roy Smalley. Perry winds. Here's his pitch. Strike 2 is called. 2 balls and 2 strikes. As we get later and later in this ball game, I feel sure the crowd will react more and more to every pitch thrown by Gaylord Perry. We're in the 7th. 2 outs, nobody on. The Mariners lead 5-1. The wide, the pitch, outside. Perry has done a pretty good job of keeping the pitches away from the hitters tonight. They have not been pulling him, with the exception of Griffey, who pulled the home run to right center. and who also ripped a single to right. And Mumphrey, who tripled to right center. 3-2 pitch to Smalley. High, and it's ball 4. Smalley is on. That is the first walk given up by Perry in the ball game. He struck out 3 men. And the batter will be Rick Cerrone. If you're wondering about our broadcast partner, Bill Rizzuto, he is a bit under the weather.
He is?
I heard. And may be joining us tomorrow. Brian, is that right?
He will? Why can't you be under the weather 2 straight nights? We don't do television until Saturday.
That's right. We do television.
Bill, you better stay under the weather another night.
Cerrone takes one inside. Ball 1. Got a lot of umpires in the crowd now. They want everything called a strike. Perry, in his 5 previous starts this year, has 2 complete games. Missed by 1 out. His 299th win over the Yankees in New York. Now the set. Here's the pitch. Foul ball will be coming back and out of play in the crowd.
I think we're seeing something here, Frank. You know, a lot of people say with free agency and maybe with trading, and that the player has no allegiance to a ball club, and ball clubs are possibly losing identity. But here's Gaylord Perry, signed, in March by these people?
Yep.
Seattle, after a couple other clubs didn't want him, released by Atlanta. And it seems that they're really pulling for him. I think you pull for events, not for players. Seems like he's been here 20 years, the way these people are pulling for.
Well, that's true. 1-1 pitch. Hit his bat on a check swing and fouls off. They have not announced the crowd, or if they have, I did not hear the announcement. It hasn't gone up on the board yet. But they're going to be way over their average.
Oh, yeah. They'll only average about 11,000 here. And this thing might be around 33.
Well, the crowd behind Gaylord Perry, as he has a count of 1 and 2 on Cerrone. Smalley at first, the set and the pitch. Popped up, playable on the right side. First baseman stumbles, recovers, and is under it for the catch. Jim Mailer stumbled over the bag going into foul territory, but he recovered and made the catch. No runs, no hits, a walk, a man left end of 6.5. Mariners 5 and the Yankees 1.
I'm E.G. Marshall. Usually when I'm talking to you about Albany Savings Bank, it's about a specific financial service. But there are many other general advantages offered by Albany Savings Bank, such as extended banking hours at many of the offices to conform to customers' needs and the wide geographic range of offices for additional convenience. But perhaps most impressive, the 160-year-old tradition of courtesy and interest offered by every member of Albany Savings Bank, the Savings People's Bank, committed to you.
Bottom half of the 7th inning, and the catcher, Terry Bud Bulling, will lead off. He is singled and grounded out, scored a run, and batted in a run. Right-hand hitter, Rudy May on the mound for the Yankees. Larry Anderson, a right-hander, is in the Seattle bullpen. Rudy's pitch, line, base hit into left field, down toward the corner. Whitfield waits for it to come off the wall. And Bulling is on his way to second, throw to second base. He is safe at second for the double. Is actually the number 2 catcher on this ball club behind Jim Essien. Essien, I am told, was disappointed that he was not named to catch Perry in this game, a chance to be the catcher in the 300th win. But Bulling has caught Perry most of the time this year, and Lachemann, the manager, says they work so well together. He said that he hated for Essien not to do it, but he said that Bulling had caught Perry so well, that's why he named him. And Bulling has responded with a couple of base hits. First pitch to Julio Cruz, fouled up to the right side, strike 1.
He's caught a 4-hitter so far.
Yes, he has. Only 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. Bulling at second, nobody out. 5-1 Mariners. The set by Rudy May. The cornerman looked for the bunt. He takes the bat away, and a strike is called. 0-2. Cruz tonight is 0 for 2. Reached on an error in the 3rd inning following a sacrifice bunt. Cerrone took a little too much time looking for the runner going to second base. was Bulling and threw the ball away at first. May with the 0-2 pitch. Low and in. Early Gus Wynn was 43 when he won his 300th game. May comes low and a foul tip. Just foul tipped it on a check swing. That was in 1963. Early never won another game. I guess you win 300, that's enough.
Well, don't tell Cy Young that.
No, I'm not. I don't converse with Cy anymore.
No, I don't think anybody does, except maybe one person. But what did he do? He won 511?
Yeah, he was, well, they named the award after him. He was I guess they figure the greatest ever. The set by May, the 1-2 pitch. High outside, off the mitt, and on to third base goes Bulling. Cerrone got leather on it, but couldn't hold it. And we'll see how the official score will rule it a wild pitch.
Well, it's a curveball. Evidently the curveball sign, and Cerrone thought the ball would come to him, and Rudy let the curve go a little bit too soon. It stayed up and did not break at all. And Cerrone tried to backhand the ball. You might call that a backup curveball. It didn't break like it should. Got past Cerrone.
So a wild pitch puts the runner at third, and the Yankees have to pull the infield in now with a count of 2-2 on Julio Cruz. The set by Rudy May, and the left-hander's pitch. Low and inside, 3-2 count. Cruz is a little better hitter for average left-handed than right-handed, the way he's batting right now against Rudy May. Rudy straightens up, comes to the belt. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air to right field. Bulling is tagged up. Griffey is under it, makes the catch. Here comes the throw toward the plate, and they hold him at third. Bulling holds on Cruz's fly ball, and we'll take 10 seconds for station identification. This is the New York Yankees Baseball Network.
There's much more Yankee baseball action coming up from Radio 59, WROW Albany.
Manny Castillo will step in. He is 1 for 3 with a run batted in and a run scored. Right hand hitting third baseman. Right-handed against left-hand pitching. He is a switch hitter. Batting .250 right-handed, 130 left-handed coming into this game. Bulling at third, infield in, the pitch. A pitch out high, and the runner was not coming. Now Chuck Cottier goes through the signs again down at third and chats with Bulling. The set by May. No suicide and another pitch out. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, what Gene might be doing here, Frank, you might throw 4 straight pitch outs, or at least another one, because he's got a right-hander or a switch hitter batting right-handed Castillo, and he's got the left-hander Bhakti up next. So he does 2 things. Just in case they want to squeeze, they'll have the pitch out. He also gets around the right-handed batter.
No squeeze, and the pitch is over for a called strike. The count now 2-1. And again, Castillo steps out, looks down at Cottier. Cottier goes over to the bag to talk to Bulling. Infield in, the outfield spread with Mumphrey shallow in center. The Mariners lead 5-1. We'll watch Bulling. He does not come. Pitch is hit in the air toward left field. It's deep. It is at the wall, and it is off the wall over Winfield's head. Here comes Bulling in the score. Castillo stops at second, draws a throw. Throw gets away, but he's in there head first, and no chance to get up and move further as Mayberry runs the loose baseball down.
I think Dave might have misjudged that ball, Frank. He thought it was going out of here, and the ball, he tried to judge a leap to get up against the wall, and the ball actually hit I don't think as far up on the wall as Winfield thought it might. In fact, it hit pretty low. I think Dave simply misjudged the ball. And Castillo gets a double and a run batted in.
And the Mariners now lead 6-1. That is their 9th hit, their 3rd hit and first run off Rudy May.
Dave had gone back to the wall. I think he would have made the catch easily, but he wanted to get a good leap at the ball, and it really didn't hit that high off the wall in left field.
Now left-hand hitting Bhakti steps in with a runner at second. Infield back, and the pitch is outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Larry Anderson continues to throw down in the Seattle pen, a right-hander. May's pitch, swing and a miss. Rene Lachemann, the Mariners manager, told me before the ball game it was strictly up to Gaylord. Whether he stayed in or came out, really under any circumstances. He said he expected Gaylord to tell him the truth. He asked him if he had occasion to take him out. He said he would ask him if Gaylord wanted to stay. He said he stays. He said, after all, how many times can a man go for his 300th win? Here's the
only once, huh?
That's right. 1-1 pitch. Checked his swing and checked it in time, says Maloney.
Well, Anderson's throwing pretty hard down there. I don't know, maybe Gaylord told Lachemann that he might be a little tired.
Two ball, 1 strike count. Rudy ready and deals. Fouled it back off the hands.
George Frazier also throwing in the Yankee bullpen.
When Early Wynn won his 300th game, he pitched only 5 innings. Jerry Walker came in, pitched the last 4. Jerry, they give saves then? Jerry's here in the booth with us as one of the Yankee personnel. 2 ball, 2 strike pitch. On the way. Line to left, base hit. And Castillo is being brought home. The throw from Winfield, cut by Smalley. They've got the runner hung up between first and second. The run has scored, and Bhakti is tagged out by Mayberry. But Castillo's run counts, making it 7-1. Bhakti gets a single, a run batted in, and he is out 7-5-3. It's now 7-1, Mariners. A lot of familiar names in that Cleveland, Kansas City game when Wynn got his 300th. Tito Francona. The shortstop was former Yankee shortstop and manager Dick Hauser for Cleveland then. I have the box score here in my hand. I don't remember it myself, but Richie Zisk gets one in the air to right field, and Griffey is there for the catch. But the Mariners have added 2 runs on 3 base hits. And at the end of 7, it's Seattle 7, the Yankees 1.
Hi, I'm Tom Seaver. You know, in 15 years in the big leagues, I've learned that all great teams have the same 2 qualities, consistency and professionalism. But winning teams don't just exist in sports. They can be found in everything we do. A real winner I admire for their excellence and professionalism is American Dynatel. As a leader in the private telephone industry, American Dynatel has saved businesses more than 30% on their monthly phone bills. Companies that buy or lease an American Dynatel phone system can take advantage of a Major League staff which custom designs each phone system and stands behind their work with service 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I've joined their team because although American Dynatel is a leader, they keep trying to be even better. That's why, season after season, American Dynatel is the winning team in business telephone systems. To find out more about American Dynatel, call Dave Martin at 800-962-5478. That's 800-962-5478.
Well, Gaylord Perry comes out to pitch as we go to the 8th inning, and he'll be working to Bobby Mercer, batting for Bucky Dent. This has always been that classic confrontation over the years, Mercer and Perry. So Dent, after popping up and flying out to left field, is gone. Mercer will bat for him. Perry winds, and the first pitch. Down low. One thing about it, there'll be more people, if Perry wins his 300 tonight, more people see his 300 than saw Gus wins. They had 13,565 in Kansas City.
But I bet you a million people have told Gus when they saw that win.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they have. Pitch coming, grounded to first base, and knocked down, picked up by Mailer. He goes to the bag to get Mercer, 1 out. Although early pitched only 5 innings, he got a key base hit. He led off the 5th inning with a single. Before the inning was over, Cleveland had scored 4 runs, so he started a 4-run rally in a 1-1 ball game at that time.
When was next one hitter? I believe he was a switch hitter. I think he was a switch hitter. I used to watch Wynn and Lemon, and Hegan and all those guys, Rosen, all Cleveland players.
There's some other Yankee names in that box score. Jerry Lumpy was the Kansas City second baseman in that ball game. Charlie Lau was their catcher for Kansas City. Willie Randolph steps in, takes inside from Perry. Randolph tonight is 0 for 3. Grounded out to first, reached on an error, and hit back to the box, and Perry threw him out. The windup by Gaylord Perry, and the pitch. Line foul down toward the right field corner and into the seats. After Early Wynn won his 300th game, he made 15 more appearances for the Indians in 1963, but failed to post another triumph. Randolph with a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mariners are leading 7-1. The windup by Gaylord Perry, and the right-hander's pitch. Just a little bit low, evidently. Plate umpire Kaiser says it's a ball. And again, the paying umpires in the box seats and the bleachers disagree. The wind, the pitch coming. A strike called at the letters, and it's 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Inside with a fastball. 3-2 to Randolph. One out, nobody on. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Perry winds it up and turns it loose. Randolph hits it right back off the pitching hand of Perry. Fielded by Todd Cruz. Throw to first. Safe. Randolph is safe at first base. Perry may not have touched that ball. I don't know. If it did, it just barely flicked his throwing hand.
I think it just got his throwing hand, Frank, and slowed it down enough for Willie to make it. Cruz had to come in from second base. He was out behind Gaylord Perry. And Cruz got rid of the ball quickly. Very close play at first base. Very close. But first base umpire Jerry Newdecker gave the call to Willie Randolph.
That is the Yankees' 5th hit of the game. And with a man on and 1 out, here's Ken Griffey, who has 2 of the 5 base hits, including his first 1982, and obviously his first Yankee home run. Griffey 2 for 3 with a homer and a single, grounded out his other trip. Perry checks Randolph with a look. The pitch to Griffey is outside. Ball 1. Third baseman Manny Castillo gets Gaylord's attention to tell him that Mailer wants to let him know he's going to play behind Randolph now at first base. Mailer's going to play the hitter and not the base runner. Perry sets and his pitch. A strike is called as he threw a breaking pitch that time to Griffey. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's 1 out. To a man, the Mariner players said before the game they were excited and thrilled and happy to be a part of what could be an historic event.
Well, they don't have too much of an opportunity to be excited about anything.
That's very true. 1-1 pitch, and Griffey bluffs a bunt, and a strike is called. Looks like he wants to try a running bunt that time for a base hit, and Kaiser calls it a strike. It's 1-2. Fans start the chant of Gaylord in the background. 1-2 count on Griffey. Gaylord started up and stepped off. Broke the motion. Now he starts up, comes set, the pitch coming. Hit through the left side, base hit into left field. Randolph will have to stop at second as Bhakti fields the ball and wings it back in. Griffey has his 3rd hit of the game.
I think Ken likes to hit on this surface, although he has said in the past that it's not good for his knees. If he could play offense on it and play defense on grass, he'd probably be a lot more happy.
Well, he's got himself his 3rd hit of the night. And the batter will be Jerry Mumphrey. First game this year, Griffey's had 3 base hits in a ball game. Mumphrey tripled his first time up, then grounded into a double play and grounded out to second. Takes a low fastball, ball 1. In the first inning with 2 outs, Mumphrey drilled one up the alley in right center and went to 3rd. Mayberry popped up to end that inning. Then with runners at 1st and 3rd and 1 out in the 3rd, Mumphrey grounded into a double play started by the shortstop. The pitch. Line, base hit into left field. Randolph is held at 3rd as again Bhakti gets the ball back in quickly, and the Yankees have the bases loaded. 3 consecutive singles, and the Yankees have loaded the bases against Gaylord Perry here in the 8th inning.
And once again, the Mariner bullpen gets busy. A left-hander and a right-hander up, and they'll start throwing.
Probably Vandenberg, the left-hander, and my guess might be Caudle, the right-hander, until we can verify it.
You're right. Dave Duncan, the pitching coach, now jogging out to the mound. He will give Caudle and Vandenberg more time to get loose. Bases loaded, 1 out, and John Mayberry's a batter. I don't think the left-hander Vandenberg has had an opportunity to get loose enough to pitch to Mayberry, so Mayberry is a cinch to be in against Gaylord Perry. Boston over Texas 5-2. 12 in a row for the Texas Rangers on the loss side. Milwaukee beat Minnesota 6-3. Baltimore and California tied 2-2 after 7.5, and it's Oakland 3, Cleveland 1 at the end of 6. Frank?
Mayberry with the bases loaded, Bill. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Has not had the ball out of the infield. Full windup by Perry in the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. You mentioned Dave Duncan, the pitching coach, going out. He used to be Gaylord's catcher in Cleveland. He caught Gaylord. Infield back, shaded around to the right side. The outfield deep and the pitch. Fouled out of play on the left side. That'll be in the crowd. No ball, 2-strike count on Mayberry. Well, that was interesting to learn from Mayberry, and I know that you and John talked about it earlier, that his first ever Major League home run came off Gaylord Perry, and also his first American League home run came off Gaylord Perry.
John said something else. He said 17 years ago, evidently the Yankees drafted him. I didn't get any further into it with him, but he said, I should have been here 17 years ago.
No balls and 2 strikes on Mayberry. The pitch. Strike 3 is called. Looking at a fastball on the inside corner.
That's a big strikeout for Perry. Second time he's got Mayberry. Perry's pretty cagey, Frank. They like to go to him, the young pitchers on the Mariners. Now, he threw Mayberry a pitch outside. Mayberry just got a piece of him, fouled off the left side. Mayberry probably thinking he's going to go back out there again and waste one. Came back on the inside corner with a good pitch, and John just walked away.
They tell me the young pitchers on this staff, when Perry is not pitching a ball game, they fight for a seat next to him on the dugout bench to listen to him. They tell me he's been great with some of the kids on this club. 2 outs, and he'll pitch to Winfield with the bases loaded. Again, the full windup and the pitch. Winfield bounces it off the plate. Perry's got to wait for it to come down. Barehanded, throws, safe, and the run scores, base hit. Perry played that one very well. He did not glove it. He took the high bounce, waited for it in his bare hand to try to save half a second. But his throw was not in time. Winfield has a single off the plate, driving in Randolph, and it's now a 7-2 ball game, Seattle.
And a grand slam here will put it right back up pretty close.
The batter will be Oscar Gamble with the bases loaded. Perry takes a little time now. He's allowing the men in the bullpen extra time to get warm. You imagine all the media attention that Perry has had in addition to having to pitch a ball game. That takes a lot out of a man. He winds, and the pitch. He throws a strike to Gamble. Griffey at third, Mumphrey at second, Winfield at first. It was Winfield's 17th run batted in this year. No balls on a strike on Oscar Gamble. Oscar is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. And it is hit sharply on the ground to the shortstop. Throw to second. Safe. Julio Cruz got there too late. As Winfield beat him to the bag. And it's now a 7-3 ball game as Griffey is in to score.
Very odd lineup for the Mariners. They had Cruz, the shortstop, almost out in shallow left center. And Cruz, Julio Cruz, the second baseman, was playing deep and playing playing Gamble to pull. It became a foot race between Julio Cruz and Dave Winfield, and Winfield beat him to second base. They're going to give Gamble a base hit and a run batted in.
And now Roy Smalley. And we told you Smalley leads all visiting players in homering in this ballpark.
Home run here, tied up.
Bases loaded, and the pitch is foul back. Valores. Strike one. Smalley tonight is 1 for 2. He has singled, flied to center, and drawn the only walk given up by Gaylord Perry. The tying run is at the plate. Now it's Mumphrey at third, Winfield at second, Gamble at first. Perry again, the full windup. The 0-1 pitch to Smalley. Popped up at a shallow left. In comes Moxie, calling for it. Under it, makes the catch. The Yankees score 2 and leave 3. And in the middle of the 8th inning, it's Seattle 7, New York 3.
Bigger is better, especially when it comes to shocks for pickups and vans. And 4x4 Monroe Magnum 60 is as tough as they come. Almost twice as big as standard 1-inch shocks. Magnum 60 shocks help keep your truckin' firm and stable on road or off. Right now, buy 3, get 1 free. Monroe Magnum 60 is one big reason America rides Monroe. They're available at Andy Woods Auto Parts, Route 9 Latham, Sand Creek Road Colony, and Catlin Street, Schenectady. Offer expires May 31st, 1982. Remember, America rides Monroe.
Listen to the art of conversation at its very best. Listen to America Overnight, Monday through Saturday from midnight to 5:30 here on WROW. America Overnight, co-hosted by Ed Bush in Dallas and Eric Tracy in Los Angeles, takes a fresh look at the celebrities, the issues, and people just like yourself. It's the nation's premier talk and call-in show, America Overnight, Monday through Saturday from midnight to 5:30 here on Radio 59, WROW.
Well, Billings, you've got 3 choices.
Sir,
we can tar and feather you.
I was just trying to save us money.
Go on the rack.
All I did was suggest our company cut back on advertising.
And every one of our competitors passed us.
I was just trying to save us.
The best way to stretch the budget is to advertise on radio. It reaches more people and it targets the right audience.
Oh, I know that now. What's the third torture?
Sharing an office with an art director.
Is that tar real hot?
Radio. Red hot because it works. For more facts on radio, call this station of the Radio Advertising Bureau. They brought you this message.
And, Bill, we have the paid attendance. 27,369 has just been announced. Todd Cruz will lead off the bottom half of the eighth. He's 1 for 3. Big base hit. Drove in 2 runs in the third inning when the Mariners tagged Doyle Alexander for 5. Rudy May's pitch. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Strike 1. In the ninth inning, the Yankees will have Cerrone, Milbourne due up. Milbourne now at short. And then Randolph. Pitch is a bit high to Todd Cruz. Dent went out for the pinch hitting efforts of Bobby Mercer, and Larry Milbourne is now at shortstop. 1-1 pitch. Get on the ground, back up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. On throw to center field, and Todd Cruz leads off the bottom half of the eighth with his second base hit of the game. The 5th off May, and the 11th for the Mariners. Al Cowens, a triple to show for 3 trips so far. The Mariners scored 5 runs on 5 hits in the third inning. Jim Mailer led off with a 3-base hit. Todd Bulling had a single for the first RBI. The set by May and the pitch. Taken for a strike. Julio Cruz sacrificed and reached when Cerrone threw the ball away. Castillo drove in a run with a base hit. And then Todd Cruz drove in 2, and Cowens got another one home with a triple. Strike called. 0-2 on Cowens. Now the set by Rudy May, and his pitch to Cowens is down low, a ball and 2 strikes. I'd have to say, Bill White, making that decision and announcing it early, Lachemann took some pressure off himself, saying he's going to leave it up to Perry. He said it's his ball game. Now, if this were late September and the Mariners were fighting for a pennant, it'd be a different matter, I guess.
Yeah, it would be.
It surprised a lot of people. Crowded down the third base line. Foul ball as Smalley gets to it.
I think it'll be a while before we have to worry about a late September stretch drive here.
Yeah. But the point is that I think Lachemann did take pressure off himself by saying that. What else are you going to do?
Well, he can't lose the game if you take him out, for one thing. Of course, I guess he wants to pitch a complete game, 300th win.
Rudy's pitch, grounded back toward the box. May has it, throws to second, out at second base. They get Todd Cruz, no throw by Randolph back across. A 1-4 force play. And Joe Simpson will step in. Simpson is 0 for 3, has not had the ball off the infield, grounded out twice and popped up to Smalley. Left-hand hitter. And the pitch to him. In the dirt, nice play by Cerrone. Ball 1. Smalley is in shallow at third base, at the edge of what would be the infield grass on a normal playing field. And a throw to first, safe. Oop. Almost got him on a second tag as Cowens, getting back to the bag, lifted his foot for a second, but had it back down before Mayberry double tagged him. Now throw again over to first, and again, Cowens gets back. In case you're joining us for the first time, we can update you on this. Steve Balboni is with the Yankees, called up from Columbus. Dave LaRoche sent it back down to resume his job as pitcher and coach. Strike called, and the count goes 1-1 now on Joe Simpson. Jim Mailer is the on-deck batter. The Mariners are leading 7-3. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Cowens at first, one out. Mays set. And the pitch to Simpson. Runner going, fouled off. Fastball in on the hands. Cowens was running with the pitch. Cerrone puts down a sign. And the 1-2 pitch. Line to Randolph, who's got it and throws back to first to double off Cowens. No runs, a base hit, and with the double play, nobody left. At the end of 8, the score, the Mariners 7 and the Yankees 3.
Of all the ways that we can fly, of all the highways through the sky, of all the wings that greet the sun, Eastern is your number one. The pride of Eastern shining through. We earn our wings by serving you. Come meet us soon and you'll see why we're America's favorite way to fly.
For the third year in a row now, more passengers have flown Eastern than any other airline in the free world. If you help make us America's favorite way to fly, we thank you. If you haven't flown Eastern recently, give us a try. We'll show you we really do earn our wings every day.
We're Eastern, America's favorite way to fly. Come fly with Eastern. America will, America loves you. America loves you. America loves America's number one chocolate soft drink. You.
That great chocolate cake. That's what you like about Yoo-Hoo. Cool, creamy, delicious, and so refreshing. No wonder all us kids like Yoo-Hoo.
Yoo-Hoo, America loves America's number one chocolate soft drink. Yoo-Hoo.
Let's take 10 seconds for station identification on the New York Yankee Baseball Network.
Keep your dial right here to Radio 59, WROW Albany, for much more Yankee baseball.
We go to the 9th inning. Rick Cerrone to lead off. Larry Milbourne is on deck, and then Willie Randolph. The Mariners are out in front, 7-3. Gaylord Perry into the windup, and the first pitch to Cerrone. Low and away, ball one. Cerrone tonight is 0 for 3. Hit to the box, struck out, and popped up. The Yankees have 9 hits, getting 5 of the 9 in the 8th inning, and scoring but 2 runs. The pitch, fouled off, 1-1. The Yankees got 2 runs on 5 hits in the 8th, and of the 5 hits, 3 were on the infield. Leadoff single by Randolph. Winfield bounced one off the plate, and Gamble's base hit to the shortstop. Perry has the sign from Bully. The windup and the pitch. Breaking ball, missing low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Perry has walked 1, struck out 4. He goes the ear, the neck, the back of the head. Bends, has the sign, starts to wind. The 2-1 pitch. A fastball for a strike at the letters, and the count is 2-2. Cerrone does not like the call. Has a word or two with plate umpire Ken Kaiser. Two balls and 2 strikes on Cerrone, leading off the 9th. Mariners out in front, 7-3. The wind by Perry, the pitch. Check swing. Line drive back to the box, and Perry grabs it for the out. Soft liner. Perry caught the ball just before it hit the ground, taking no chances on the way it would be called. He threw on the first base, but it was caught fair. A line out by Cerrone. 1 down, and Larry Milbourne will bat. Milbourne, former Mariner, should get a pretty good reception from the crowd. Crowd's only thinking about Berry. Milborn, switch hitter, batting left. And he steps away. The pitch is outside for a ball. Milborn is hitting 190. Batting left-handed, he's hitting 286. And he lines one foul to the seats on the left side. 1 ball and 1 strike. If Berry gets the last out himself, it will be his 291st complete game. It's his 633rd start. In his career, he has relieved 87 times. He winds, and the pitch. Pop foul off the left side. In pursuit, third baseman Castillo, and he will run out of room. The ball is 3 rows deep, just past the third base dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Milborn. Berry had said that he knew it would benefit him if he could win his 300th game against the Yankees because of the added New York media coverage. He won his 299th in New York and is well on his way to his 300th now, leading 7-3. The pitch to Milborn. Popped up, right side. Julio Cruz, the second baseman, is under it. And makes the catch. 2 out. So Gaylord Perry 1 out away from putting his name indelibly in the record books of Major League Baseball as only the 15th pitcher in the history of the game to win 300 Major League Baseball games. Sometimes the last out is the toughest one. We'll see. Randolph the batter. Willie is 1 for 4 tonight. He's scored a run. Randolph has not had the ball off the infield against Perry. The windup, the first pitch to Randolph. A low fastball, it's ball 1. And Kaiser will call for the baseball. Randolph has bounced to first, reached on an error by Castillo. Hit back to the box and singled. Back off Perry's pitching hand. Everybody is standing here in the Kingdome now. They will really break loose. The pitch. A strike is called. It's 1-1. A crowd of 27,369 riding now on every pitch. 2 outs in the 9th. Seattle is leading 7-3. Gaylord Perry into the windup. The right arm around. The pitch to Randolph. High and tight. Willie ducks away. 2 balls and a strike. Julio Cruz plays Randolph very deep on the right side. The third baseman, Castillo, is the only infielder in close. The outfield shaded toward right. Perry winds. And the 2-1 pitch. Hit on the ground to Julio Cruz. He has it. The throw to first base. The ball game is over, and Gaylord Perry has become only the 15th pitcher in Major League history to win 300 baseball games. He is being pummeled by his teammates, the media racing on the field, television cameramen, still cameramen, reporters. The first man to shake his hand was the rookie first baseman, Jim Naylor. And Gaylord Perry, surrounded by teammates and media people, doffs his cap to the crowd, showing, I would say, more emotion right now than I've ever seen this man show. He blows a kiss to his wife, who is in the stands, and now, still surrounded by teammates and media, makes his way to the dugout and the ensuing press conferences to take place. So the Seattle Mariners win it by a score of 7-3 as Gaylord Perry goes the route, winning his 3rd game this year in his 6th start, a 3rd complete game of the season, and the 300th career victory for Gaylord Perry. I'll be back with more, the totals and the recap, and more about the ball game right after this message.
Mrs. Jones is 100 years old today. To celebrate, she's going to ask her pharmacist about generic drugs.
Mr. Pharmacist, can you read this prescription?
Yes, ma'am. It says to take your medicine 4 times a day.
Not that. I mean the chicken track.
That's the name of a brand name drug.
That's what I thought. I want a generic drug instead. They do the same job, right?
Yes, ma'am.
They can cost less, right?
Well, yes, ma'am, they can.
So give me generic drugs, Sonny, and make it snappy. I got a birthday party to go to.
Generic drugs. Get the facts from your pharmacist. A tip from the FTC.
Hats off, America, to the folks who make it grow. Hats off, America, say thanks to the ones who make it go. Working 9 to 5, trucking round the clock, growing our soul in the mines on the dock. Hats off, America, to the folks who make it grow.
Here's hats off to the American worker, especially the millions of you who buy United States savings bonds through the payroll savings plan. You not only help your savings grow, you help your country grow too.
Hats off, America, here's what it's all about. The folks who love America put a little back of what they take out. Millions of working women and men, while you have gone to the payroll plan, taking stock in America, makes America grow. Hats off, America.
Gaylord Perry has just come out to take his curtain call as, again, he received a standing ovation. Nobody is leaving the Kingdom. Well, a few people now start toward the exits. A crowd of 27,369 on hand as baseball history was made in the King County Stadium tonight, more familiarly known as the Kingdome. The totals on the ball game for the Seattle Mariners: 7 runs on 11 hits. They committed 1 error and left 3 men on base. For the New York Yankees, 3 runs on 9 hits. They committed 1 error and left 7 men on base. Gaylord Perry, the winning pitcher, his 3rd win of the year. He has lost twice. Doyle Alexander, who started for the Yankees, the loser, his record is 0-2. I'll be back with more on tonight's game in just a moment.
Oh, yeah, you know it's true. The great American storyteller is Kodak. You know, this is the season for action.
What do you mean?
There's tennis, running, biking, swimming, you name it, and I'm going to catch it all.
How?
Just make sure I have enough Kodacolor 400 film.
Kodacolor 400 for prints and Ektachrome 400 for slides are Kodak's fastest 35mm color films.
When you're out to catch the action, no need to let all the thrill get by. Bring it all back, stop it right in its tracks. Kodak has a film that's quicker than the eye.
Now I'm ready. Got my sneaks, my sweat, and Kodacolor 400 film.
For every kind of picture, Kodak has the right kind of film.
Oh, yeah, you know it's true.
How would you feel if you couldn't tune into this game because your car radio and tape player were ripped off? Or worse yet, you couldn't get to the ballpark because your car was stolen? It's hard to believe, but every 12 seconds in this country, another automobile is being stolen, stripped, or vandalized. Vertronics manufacturers of the Bug, America's #1 burglar detection system for the home, through continued scientific achievement has created the Autobug. A very affordable alarm that stops the thief, and when it's most important, before he gets into your car. That's right, the thief is struck out before he even gets to bat. Just let him tamper with your doors or locks or try to lift the hood or trunk, and the Autobug, with its sonic sensors, reacts immediately, causing your hazard lights to blink and flash in a frenzy, and then wham! The Autobug lets loose its own screaming, piercing siren. Holy cow, the thief is off and running. Do you think he's being chased by a Gossage fastball? So take it from the scooter, just like the speedy Yankee base runners. Keep your car and everything in it safe with the Autobug by Vertronics, now available at many new car dealers.
In winning the ball game tonight, 21 of the 27 outs against Perry were made on the infield. That included his 4 strikeouts and one double play in the game. Perry gave up a triple to Mumphrey in the first inning, a single to Smalley in the second, an error by Manny Castillo, and a single by Ken Griffey put him in trouble in the third, but he got Mumphrey to ground into a double play. He got the side in order in the fourth and fifth. The Yankees scored in the sixth inning, a one-out home run by Ken Griffey after a controversial call at home plate as to whether Griffey's check swing grounder was fair or foul. It was ruled a fair ball by plate umpire Ken Kaiser, and Griffey was thrown out at first, but then third base umpire Jim Maloney said no, the ball was foul. Griffey was given a new life, and he responded with his first 1982 home run. Perry walked Smalley in the seventh inning. The Yankees scored 2 runs on 5 hits. Only 3 of the 5 hits were on the infield in the 8th inning. And then Perry came back to finish it, getting the side in order in the 9th. Cerrone on a soft liner to the box. Milborn on a pop-up to Julio Cruz, and Randolph on a ground out to Julio Cruz. The Mariners scored 5 runs on 5 hits off Doyle Alexander in the third, and the game, as it turned out, was out of reach then. The Mariners added 2 more against Rudy May in the 7th. So Gaylord Perry becomes the 15th 300 winner in Major League history, and the first since Early Wynn won his 300th game in 1963. The final score, the Seattle Mariners 7 and the New York Yankees 3. The following companies have provided promotional considerations for tonight's game. Rusty's Restaurant, 73rd and 3rd Avenue in Manhattan, serving excellent food and the home of barbecued Canadian baby back ribs, the best rack of ribs in New York. Rusty's open 7 nights a week till 2 a.m. The Peters Bag Corporation, a leading manufacturer of soft-sided luggage, features the Trailblazer Executive Series consisting of travel totes, garment carriers, and luggage. Peters Executive Series is available at JCPenney, luggage departments everywhere. And Computerland with 15 stores serving the tri-state area. Come see our newest store on Northern Boulevard in Little Neck, Queens. At Computerland, we know small computers.
These little town blues.
New York Yankees baseball is a production of Adler Communications Incorporated. The engineer for Yankees broadcast is Bob Horvath. The producer is Brian Ferguson. The operations manager is Carolee Ashwell-Frost, and the executive producer is Arthur Adler. This is Frank Messer for Phil Rizzuto, Bill White, and John Gordon. Our next broadcast will be tomorrow night at 10:30 against the Seattle Mariners. Stay tuned for the Yankees wrap-up, dugout, and scoreboard shows.
I'm gonna make it.